Today's episode of Wiki Sift is brought to you by Razor O's. It isn't just razor blades in a box. Welcome to a special episode of Wiki Sift, a shallow dive into pop culture and fandom. Today we're doing a Wiki Sift about made-up reality shows.
Overture, turn the lights. This is it. We're interrupting.
Hit the high.
No more rehearsing and nursing apart. We know every part by heart. Overture,
Light the lights.
This is it. We've hit the heights. To know what heights we'll hit. On with the show. This is it.
I love how subtly you took the wind out of Mike's sails just by being delayed.
It was so bad, man.
That was pretty good. On my end, the comedy timing of that was perfect.
Well, for me, it was, Ian's going to chime in. Let's trade off on lyrics. Nope, he's doing it like an asshole. Okay, did he get it this time? Nope, fuck you. Okay.
Hey, I'm not doing it like an asshole. I'm doing it like someone who remembers this song from being the theme to the Bugs Bunny and Tweety show 30 years ago.
Yeah,
so I
am
kind of don't remember all the words.
Maybe I remembered it better. Maybe I had no social life and I stared at that fucking show and it burned into my brain. It'll be chiseled on my head above the 10 Commandments when I die.
Well, congratulations!
Goddamn right. Thank you. About time you gave me some recognition.
Wiki Sift is normally a willfully ignorant fandom podcast where we don't actually directly consume media and just read what fans wrote about online, but today things are going to be a little different. Last year we did fake true crime. This year we're doing fake reality. Okay, now the term reality show can have a pretty specific definition depending on who you ask. But for the purposes of creativity, I mean it as flexible as possible. So it can be any unscripted nonfiction show, whether it's a cooking competition, talk show, game show, documentary, whatever. I didn't want to limit anyone's creativity more than necessary.
Like none of us wanted to lampoon the Survivor reality competition shows at all.
Let's start with Ian's.
This is Ian's?
And I already feel like I have to apologize.
This is Ian's? Oh, man, we're going to get canceled. Good job, Ian.
Yeah. I only saw the
welcome.
title and I was like, oh no. Mike, can you read this for me? Because I...
I'm the one who's going to get canceled. I see.
Yeah.
I'm the one who's going to get motherfucking deplatformed. Fine.
You're the one who's the most famous, so you can't stand to be canceled. We need to give it to the guy who's less
I'm not
famous.
the most famous, you piece of shit.
I'm talking to Tom.
All right.
I'm telling Tom that he's pawning it off on you to avoid the trouble.
Tom, do I have to click on the hyperlinks for this, or can I say no?
They're not real hyperlinks.
Okay. All right, cool. I just want to make sure.
It's all just styling.
All right. So, from the mind of Ian, also known as ZeroXDiamond, Christ's Return, the search of the second coming, for the second coming, from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Christ's Return, the search for the second coming, was an American reality competition television show created by Chaz Fermantel and John Bergenon, produced by the New Messiah Productions Ltd. And distributed by 20th Century Fox. It aired on Fox from April 2nd, 2005 to June 25th, 2005.
Already, it sounds way more professional than mine.
It sounds far more professional than mine, but mine made me laugh, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Controversial from its inception, the show's format involved 12 contestants, a number meant to mirror the original incarnation of 12 apostles from differing backgrounds. 6 were famous for their work in Hollywood, and 6 who were average Joes, living together, facing various challenges to try to prove their worthiness of the title of the second coming.
No!
Development. The exact origin of the concept behind the show has been the subject of some contention among those who were involved.
Hold on, I just want to make sure I'm reading this right. This is a reality competition to see who is going to be the next Messiah?
Correct, yes. That is the idea, yes.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Oh, there are names on here. Oh, there are names on here of real people. Okay. Whew, this is going to be... Oh, Ian, it's 15 fucking pages? Mine was 3,
right,
you piece of
To
shit.
be fair, one of them's just notes, so you can cut that.
It's just the citations.
Oh, good. 14 fucking... Mine was 3, you piece of shit.
You wrote yours in 2 hours before we started.
Yeah,
Get off my ass, Mike!
1 hour! 1 hour before we started. Oh, fuck, I'm going to be reading this forever. The exact origin of the concept behind the show has been the subject of some contention among those who were involved. Series creator Chaz Fermantil claims that the idea...
Fremantle.
I don't give a fuck. Claims the 14 fucking pages. I'm going to mispronounce these to amuse
Mike
myself.
doesn't like me, so it's fine.
I'm indifferent. Claims that the idea came to him on Christmas Eve of 2004. While relaxing in his living room watching Ben-Hur on Turner Classic Movies, he happened to glance at the angel on top of his tree. In that moment, he wondered to himself if perhaps the second coming had already happened, and we, in our modern ways, had simply missed it.
This is such a Batman origin story. And I was inspired by an angel, for criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot.
Angel
This
man.
version of the events has been disputed by series co-creator John Bergenon, who alleges that there was far more to the process involving workshopping and boardroom meetings, stating that a large motivator was the media focus on Mel Gibson's February 2004 film version of the story of Christ's crucifixion, The Passion of the Christ. Further dispute came from Chaz Fermantil's brother Joel, who called the very idea preposterous, laughable, and utter bullshit, stating that his brother was never very religious and that he was far too Hollywood to have been sitting at home alone on Christmas Eve when there were parties he could be blacking out at. Kirk Cameron also initially took issue with the show's origins, but later reneged. Once the basic premise had been developed, Fremantle and Bergenon formed New Messiah Productions Ltd. As a shell company for investors to anonymously fund production through. While the idea has gained much support behind closed doors, many were afraid of having their names publicly associated with the project due to concerns about its performance against the American Idol. Through New Messiah Productions, they were able to fund the program without connecting it to any pre-existing studio. With the format and funds in order, Christ's Return entered pre-production in February 2005. Pre-production. New Messiah Productions began the search for their contestants on February 14th, 2005, with a series of TV ads. However, due to the content and overall tone of this campaign, the majority of viewers mistook them for some sort of Christian end-of-days doomsday prophecy. Is that who I think it is?
Look, I sincerely apologize. Me and my audio device were having a severe domestic dispute.
He's risen!
That has since been resolved through various
3 days
applications
later,
of
he
both
is back.
voodoo
And
and mayonnaise.
Like
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Nick Foley as Cactus Jack, he's back.
I'm back
just
for
like Jackie
15
Chan,
to
he's back again.
I'm here for 15 to 20 minutes, basically to gloat the fact that I in no way wanted to predict a more dramatic timeline for my life than I already did. Leading up to this, I had 8 weeks of vacation from serious business, guys. That's all I had.
Oh,
Now
I'm sorry,
my
man.
son has brain cancer, and I get to ride this ticket for comedy for the rest of my life.
You should get a stand-up set.
I can say, in all seriousness, things are going quite well on my end, all things considered. I've definitely been socially, socially deprived, but at the same time interacting with so many different medical people, like constantly. I think we spent 83% of the past 10 weeks in the hospital. It's been fucking nuts. I have so many stories. The neurosurgeon, this one of the most world-renowned neurosurgeons in the world, kept waking me up at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning. I was shirtless, and he comes sauntering in. He looks like the grandpa from Up, but at the end of the movie when he's happy again, not like the beginning. Oh my gosh, guys. This is the laugh of somebody who's lost a couple of grains of sanity.
A couple?
Yeah,
I missed
just
him.
a few. I missed you all. So, I'm sure, like, most of you may or may not be aware, but after I overcame thyroid cancer, my son got incredibly sick, in the middle of May to the point where I had to call off being on the show with Tom until now. And he basically would not stop, like, I love the medical term, emesis. And that's my super villain name, by the way. I am Emesis.
The emesis nemesis?
That's just a small child mispronouncing nemesis.
Yes, exactly. The emesis nemesis. I carry around various forms of Peptin AC and Pepto-Bismol. And Zofran for extreme nausea applications. And if you want to get jiggy with it, some of that good old Dramamine.
Oh, you sound fucking fried, man.
So how is Xavier?
Alive, doing much better than he was before. He's starting to get back to his goal weight percentile. He was severely malnourished for a while. It's like, it is one of the most heartbreaking pictures I've ever had to take, but I basically had to take a picture of him at the worst of his. Also, I'm sorry if I'm stealing anybody else's thunder. This is exactly what I planned for, by the way. It's what I'm here for.
I feel like a floodgate opened and we're just letting him talk. We're just like, let him heal.
No, I really want to be here because I want to get at least some of this material recorded for posterity before it leaves my brain. I've lost so much capacity there. Anyways, when he was the most underweight that he's ever been, I think he was like under 30 pounds, and they had to do 3 initial surgeries on him after they found a golf ball-sized mass in the center of his brain, 2 other smaller masses along his spinal cord and brainstem, and various other smaller tumors throughout his brain. That MRI was because of his IEP, by the way. Thank goodness. Great noodly moodly. I am so glad my son is autistic, because if he didn't have that IEP, we would have never gotten a referral for neuro, and we would have never had the ability to get the MRI at the hospital. Oh my gosh, my brain is taken over by all this medical stuff. I feel like I should be employed there at this point with how much I've had to onboard. It's ridiculous. So they had to put a shunt in. They had to remove the biggest mass, which was basically like a cork blocking the smart. I have confirmed this because not only has my son gotten smarter, his evil laugh has gotten better since he's gotten recovered. No. Let me tell you, one of the best moments after, shunt in order to remove the pressure, remove the main mass, and then internalize the shunt because his brain cranial spinal fluid pressure wasn't equalizing, which is fine. It's not uncommon at all.
Which is fine.
No, seriously. I adore him because
Stevo.
Not only is he like a perfect blend of 50% independent thought now, all of this wonderful bottled up creativity that is finally springing forth, and 50% echolalia, which is the pattern of, repeating things that a lot of autistic people have. And so he's been watching a lot of Scooby-Doo. He actually got turned to Scooby-Doo.
Sorry. Just the end of that sentence was, he's been watching a lot of Scooby-Doo.
Oh my god.
No,
Okay,
this is So here's the...
Stevo, you don't need to yell this loud. We can all hear you. You know that, right?
I understand. I'm also doing this because I'm not allowed to be loud in the rest of my life. So please let me be loud. Let me be emphatic. Let me Dane cook this shit for once, Mike. God damn it.
All right.
Can I point out how amazing it is that we were just talking about on this search for the new Messiah, and Steve just burst into the podcast?
I wanted to make that joke, but you got to it before I did.
I would be lying if I said that anywhere less than 4 people at some point in my life said the word commune to me.
What?
I don't know,
Anyways,
man. I'm letting him talk. He's fried a little.
Yeah, let me go back to my
bastard.
stories.
Let the poor man talk.
So let me talk about that picture first. after the first surgery, they did his head wrap up to look like Sanic, like specifically bad graphics Sanic, because after the second surgery, they made him look like good Sonic. I have a comparison. It's the most depressing shot you'll ever see of a child, because this is somebody who's suffering a major medical crisis. But goodness, I am so glad they started with bad drugs. Sonic, my son's head wrap.
Yeah, but he got it. So, like, you got the photo. It's awesome. Yeah. So who cares?
Also, he's been. I don't know. Like, it is. I think it's one of my least favorite Treehouse of Horrors. The one where they're ripping off Hogwarts, and Bart and Lisa are like creating princes from frogs, and Bart's is Abraca turned into a prince guy, and it's literally the sick half man, half frog constantly throwing up. That was my son.
Every moment I live is agony.
No. Only instead of saying every moment I live is agony, he would try to open his eyes and say, "Daddy, my eyes are stuck. This isn't fair." Poor kid. He did get better. His eyes are still like a tiny bit misaligned, which is fine. I actually think it looks great on him. Additionally, the shunt implant, well, he gets older, his cranium will hopefully adapt in size and level out a bit. He will forever have at least a slight ridge on the top northeast quadrant of his head. And that combined with his little visual offset and him quoting Scooby-Doo lines like, "And everyone will suffer," is the best thing I could ever ask for. It is, I said it from the day he was born, that he is 10 times funnier than me. We were literally walking down the hall at some point, going from his room to one of the playrooms, and the nurse walking with us, the PT specialist, I was explaining to her that split of him regurgitating material and saying what he wants. And as we're walking, he says, "Can we go to the elevators?" And I said, "No, we'll go downstairs when Nana gets here," because I was exhausted. I could not take him outside at that point. He actually ran me ragged in the hospital, and he was the one with the medical issues. So we're walking, and after I said that we have to wait until Nana, dead silence in the hallway. He says, "When Nana gets here, no one will escape me." He started with his own thought and finished with the Scooby-Doo line. I almost like blacked out laughing from there to the playroom. I was laughing so hard. Oh, it has been a fucking ride, guys. I really wish that I could have been more available, because I'm sure I've missed at least 3 appearances of that goddamn gang of protostars that has cursed my life since I discovered that conspiracy.
You've only missed 1 episode.
Yeah, seriously, man.
It's been a long 2 months, you guys.
Yeah.
I forgot that he reduced it to once every 2 months. I thought he was still monthly for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
You forget how shit our production is.
Is this the episode where y'all wrote shit?
Yeah.
Yep, it sure is.
Who did I interrupt?
You interrupted me talking about Ian's one.
You all right? Yeah, I'm fine. Is this the first one?
Yes. His is the first one, yeah.
No, again, I'm not letting you get back to the party. I'm contextualizing the crashing therein.
Of course.
There is no escape. This is the Satan pit. I've been recently rewatching Doctor Who. I think there is a very small niche audience to my humor, to where I can say I fully believe that David Tennant is just what's his face? Daniel Jackson from Stargate SG-1, but UK region coded and in the wrong aspect ratio.
What?
What?
Trust me, again, the protostars. Okay, Ian, what was your story about?
Motherfucker jumps in, goes for a solid 20-minute streak about the most earth-shattering thing, laughing like the fucking Joker, goes, all right, Ian, what was yours? Like that didn't fucking happen.
We can't
Right, so I actually
continue.
completely dodged the question of how my son is doing. He's doing great right now. His
Good.
care is incredible, and his recovery has been amazing.
Good.
I'm glad to hear that.
He has his full contrast MRI next week, and this is basically, they told me, it's the most common version of the most common brain cancer that children get, and thankfully it is
It's a common children's brain cancer?
right, exactly. You know, I'm looking up at my Magic the Gathering collection, meager as it is. It's like I only have a single Mox, but it is a Mox Emerald or Mox Diamond. So
This is like the same thing they said about you when you got double cancer.
goddamn, right?
It's
I keep this limbo I keep having. It's like somehow I just keep getting just barely under it, noticing that my chest hairs are rapidly changing from having pigmentation to not having pigmentation.
I think at your next cancer, they should just fucking give you a free oil change.
I told Val that she's legally not allowed to get cancer now. No, she can't. We had to ship our dog off to Quebec for a summer vacation.
it's the
we have
Saving
to take care
Private
of
Ryan clause.
You know what? Like, not even like as a policy thing. I just think someone at the hospital should just be like, another one? Fuck, give him an ice cream. Shit.
I've actually, well, I have definitely opened medical bills up until now. And yeah, some of them have been sizable. I have really good insurance. I hate that it has to be a factor in my life. But goodness, if tragedy has to befall me in this outlying style, I need to change my middle name from Edge Case to Single Point of Failure.
All right, Stevo,
Yes?
how are you feeling right now?
Better now that I get to talk to other people. It's actually...
Would you like to read? You have a lot of energy, man. Would you like to read?
I would love to read, but I want to just finish off with saying that Xavier's doing well and that I can only stay for a few minutes. So while I would love to read, I do not want to invest myself. I cannot pay attention to a screen. I'm actually talking to you guys with my eyes closed. That's how exhausted I am.
Well, here's the thing. You have so much manic energy right now, and Ian wrote 14 pages. I think you could get through it in that time.
You're trying to make me into a cheat code for you.
I am. I'm min-max, motherfucker.
See what you're giving, we just uncorked a genie. Like, it's been 10,000 years.
I'm glad this records for posterity, because if I ever write a scene with a genie, I will literally just get this audio and send it back out. It's like, I'm talking to people. Here's what happened to me. And it'll just be this for the rest of my life.
He's having his follow-up, and they'll make that the determination then as to whether or not they're going to be doing any active treatment, because if the remainder aren't growing, they don't want to risk the side effects, and I can't say I blame them. He's already been through so freaking much, man. He has a G-tube right now, so I have to walk around Jiffy Lube style wheeling my son's food as it plugs directly into his stomach, and he don't give a fuck, man. He's still just walking and jaunting just like life is dandy. Doesn't matter, get caught up in the fucking cables, get caught up in his tube and trip over. You know what? Good for him. He deserves to have zero cares in the world.
So you did get the free oil change.
Yeah, it's definitely Manic Joker energy, but that's just the last wind in me before the hydroxyzine kicks in, because that's the only way I can sleep through the night. Yeah, I know. It's hard to fight the inner Darren Aronofsky freaking Requiem for a Dream cutaway. It's hard to not see this as the beginning of another Descent.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Yes, I will. Thank you. And thank you all for your concern. I will let you all get back to your readings. It was good to pop in for a few minutes. I will send Tom the recording in good quality tomorrow. Or no, I'll keep it for processing because he keeps sending me to, you know, I love you, Tom, and I super duper appreciate you sending me literal novels of stories of your darling experiences as a father and being patient with me in replying.
Well, I'm glad they I'm glad they came off that way.
Wow! Did you just shoot the sincerity in the foot?
What? No, I'm saying that I'm glad that it was
Stevo,
like
none of us are gonna
came
match
off as
None of us are going to match your energy level right now. You know that, right? Like, we're just going to be like, is everything okay? Is everything okay? We're saying the tender words. Don't want to push the tilter on that
you're
one.
You're saying the tender words. Oh my gosh. My son is a mutant. They said my son has a mutation. My son, Xavier, a mutant. How do I not write this?
I mean,
he's named after my spouse's great-grandfather.
I mean, you can, but I think you might get a copyright infringement.
Okay. All right.
They gave him a really funky haircut and while wheeling him around in a wheelchair. It was just really hard not to make jokes. All right. Good night, y'all.
I was saying that I'm glad that it came across since, like,
I got you, Tom. Don't worry. No, I completely understand.
Because, like, you're going through something terrible, and I'm just talking about my piddly problems, and I didn't want to come across like I'm like trying to.
Actually, I will say it's very grounding. It is extremely grounding to hear normal stories about this shit.
Like, that's what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to like oh, I know how you.
Like I said. I wasn't joking when I said love you, Tom. All right, and love all the rest of you. Good night.
Love you, Steve.
Yo, the content of this episode. Fuck.
So that's it for Wiki. No.
Yeah, really fun.
We're done. There's
everyone okay?
Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's just take a deep breath and try to get our.
I don't know what we're doing.
I'm fairly sure I know where we are.
I know where we are. It's okay.
Let's just try to regulate our energy levels again after that. Okay.
Let's all take a big breath. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. So I think we're at
So Tom, I have one question, and it's the perfect byline to this. Are you gonna cut that particular bit from the episode, or are you gonna leave it in?
What, like cut Stevo's entire thing?
I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be terrible, and it also would be really funny.
just have one Stevo appearance later. Dude. Anyway.
Just like if Stevo comes on, gives a heartfelt, like, what word am I looking for? He just like pours his heart out about what's been happening with his poor child, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna cut that for time.
Yeah, I'm asking.
Yeah, we don't have time for that.
Okay, so I think we're on the second paragraph. A second wave of ads. We got somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah.
I think we were a little earlier than that. I think we only reached the Doomsday Prophecy line before Stevo jumped in.
Oh, okay, you are correct. My bad.
Howard,
I thought we read that part already.
Can I read, please? However, due to the content and overall tone of this campaign, the majority of viewers mistook them for some sort of Christian end-of-days doomsday prophecy. The 900 number associated with these ads was taken down less than a week's time due to a mass influx of calls begging forgiveness and looking for a way to donate money to the ministry they believe was behind it. A manic call. I wonder what that's like. A second wave of ads, designed this time by a local agency that mostly produced commercials for car dealerships, were rolled out on February 21st. These were much more easily understood by the viewing public, and the process was able to get underway. According to the call center that handled the applications, the entire thing was an utter disaster. They were not prepared for the sheer volume of calls they received. The operators were barely given any instruction on how to handle them beyond a script they were given, and a disgruntled employee destroyed half of these scripts, replacing them with random and often nonsensical placements.
I just imagine, when you say an ad agency for car dealerships, I'm just imagining, could you be the next Messiah in the style of Big Bill Hells?
I think that might be the joke.
Could you be the next Messiah? Come on down and find out! Jesus stood before us. Who stands before us now? It could be you!
I'm gonna club this baby seal.
Due to this confusion and chaos, the average Joe contestants were chosen with almost no actual screening of their backgrounds. This resulted in, among other controversies, the inclusion of a 14-year-old girl among the candidates. I honestly thought when I got to the beginning of that sentence, a noted axe murderer was going to be in the lineup. This is somehow worse. For the celebrity side of the equation, Fremantle and Bergnon shopped around for various individuals who not only would go along with the person, would also do so cost-effectively. Gary Busey offered to do the show for free after claiming that a vision of a magic Indian with many eyes told him it was important. Eddie Denson, Bobcat Goldthwait, I like Bobcat, and Gilbert Godfrey were all considered at one time.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Wait, whatever. But the audio crew threatened to strike if they were made to deal with all three voices at once. A number of crew members claimed that Fremantle repeatedly attempted to court game developer John Romero, stating that he got a raw deal after Daikatana and that he deserved another chance at the spotlight. One constant problem during this phase of pre-production was animator John...
That's a hard one to pronounce. Crickfalusi?
I know that name. Why do I know that name?
Yeah.
Who was
Ren and
insistent on... Jesus, I knew it.
Oh.
Who was insistent upon his inclusion of the show. Crickfalusi produced a 5-minute anime short, Why I Should Be the Next Jesus, and repeatedly attempted to submit it to Fremantle and Bergeron for viewing. John Bergeron had to have his home phone number disconnected as Krafusky got a hold of him and began calling him constantly day and night. He eventually burst into a production meeting, screaming about being ignored and throwing burned copies of his short film at everyone present. A restraining order was filed against him the same day.
I'll teach you to be happy.
I'll teach you to make me Jesus.
I read the paragraph before I started reading it out loud. The show's format also required a host to both issue the challenges to provide narration when necessary. Many big names were approached for the part, including James Earl Jones, Dustin Hoffman, and Martin Short. However, each either had resignations about being involved in the project or wanted too much money, according to different sources. In the end, they were able to get TV's Mark Lynn Baker to take the... Who the fuck is Mark Lynn Baker?
He was the American guy on Perfect Strangers.
Oh.
He was Larry.
That's a deep cut.
Oh, I liked him. Contestants. By March of 2005, New Messiah Productions had hired on their 12 contestants. Celebrity representatives included Gary Busey, Donnie Most, Kevin Federline, MC Hammer, Justin Guiani, and David Faustino. The average Joes were chosen rather hastily in an attempt to glaze over issues with the call center and push production forward quicker. These contestants included Guillaume Willie Dubois, a peanut farmer from the near plain dealing Louisiana.
Okay.
Tony Tucker, a shoe salesman from the Lost Nation, Iowa. Grace Diema Dark Blood Abbott, a 14-year-old girl from Dowak, Michigan. Henry Calhoun, a New Age spiritualist and UFOologist from Brainerd, Nebraska. Dennis Northrop, a career counselor from Minot, Wisconsin. Chris Clemens, a diesel mechanic from Egypt, Vermont. Each of these contestants revealed one by one via the show's website. Criticisms quickly arose with the fact that all these contestants were from the United States, noting that Jesus Christ historically hailed from the Middle East, and that the second coming could happen anywhere on the planet. Yeah, that was the problem. In a hasty attempt to placate these criticisms, Chris Clemens was quickly swapped out for Rodney Mapletree, a surf farmer from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Controversy. That's not as long as it should be.
Ian? Yeah, I know you're not Canadian, but I would like to point out for Canadians, Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan is always a punchline.
Always.
Well, that's why it was a punchline.
Mere days after Christ's return announcement, evangelical leaders in the United States condemned the show. Pat Robertson of the 700 Club called it an affront to everything that Scripture stands for. Oh, it's a Tuesday. And said that the Bible is very clear on the circumstances of Christ's return.
It's very clear that no one will know where it's going to happen.
The Reverend Billy Graham compared the show's heresy unfavorably to Monty Python's Life of Brian and Andres Serrano's Piss Christ, saying that Christ's return was far worse in that it attempted to wrap itself in the guise of piety. Joel Osteen held a 24-hour sermon broadcast live on TBN to raise money to try and pay local Fox affiliates not to run the show. These condemnations were rescinded after each of the ministries received $500,000 in donations from New Messiah Productions. Jesus. Kirk Cameron made the claim during an appearance on Last Call with Carson Daly that Chaz Fermental had stolen the idea of searching for the second coming from him at a party in July of 2004, where he had discussed the idea of doing a documentary on the subject. Cameron pushed forward with a lawsuit against New Messiah Productions, but promptly dropped it March 22nd, 2005.
I love the idea that all of them are like, this is blasphemous, and Kirk Cameron's like, that was my idea.
When the show made its way to the Vatican, and on March 7th, 2005, Pope John Paul II formally condemned the show in a worldwide telecast, stating that no Christian, Catholic, or otherwise could in good faith watch or participate in such a blasphemous spectacle, and calling for broadcasters across the globe not to air the show at all. New Messiah Productions promptly issued a press release of their own, suggesting that the Pope may be a little confused as to what we're trying to do, and saying that they intended to try and secure a meeting with him in person to straighten things out. Chaz Fermental and John Bergenon, along with some of their associates, were able to negotiate a face-to-face meeting in Vatican City on March 21st, 2005. The next day,
It's my birthday.
John Paul II rescinded his remarks in a follow-up statement, noting that these guys are all right, and the entire production had his blessing, and he hoped to meet the second coming of Christ as soon as he was found.
Wow.
Production. Due to the issues faced with the call center for finding the average Joe contestants, as well as the producer's initial inability to actually track down David Faustino, who was at the time living out of his car, the show didn't actually enter full-on production until mid-March. New Messiah Productions had already cemented their deal with Fox, and the executives were unwilling to renegotiate, forcing them to begin airing the show before it was entirely finished shooting. This led to some mistakes in early episodes, such as the first episode airing with the 1996 Prince cover of One of Us as the title theme instead of the one written for the show, but They Might Be Giants. Similar, the second episode accidentally displayed the credits to an episode of Columbo, which had been used as a placeholder of their own. Principal photography began on March 14th, 2005 at La Londe Ranch in Joshua Tree, California, where the contestants, I'm not even getting all these references, I'm just going to keep going, where the contestants lived together for the duration of the show. This location was chosen for its relative proximity to Los Angeles, as well as the fact that the owner was willing to let them use it at a cut rate so long as they frequently displayed the name on the screen. New Messiah Productions were later sued, sorry, my mouth is getting really dry, for breach of contract for failure to fulfill this end of the bargain, but the case was dropped.
You can always ask Tom to swap out if you need to take a break.
I need water. Already behind schedule. I'm okay.
I was going to say, go get some water and Tom can take
oftentimes
over.
No, I ain't no punk, and oftentimes chaotic. I ain't no punk-ass bitch. In particular, Gary Busey proved to be difficult to work with. Convinced that he had seen heaven in a near-death experience, he decided that if he was possibly the second coming, that he should recreate heaven on earth. Early on, he demanded that all mirrors be removed from the set, and whenever he encountered one, he would fly to a rage and smash to pieces. Don Most, who felt Busey was a creepy, overbearing maniac, developed an intentionally antagonistic relationship with him. The contestants were meant to be eliminated entirely by votes cast after biblically themed challenges, but several were removed for unrelated reasons. Tony Tucker was notably absent after only 2 episodes, which the producers claimed him being out as the secret Judas of the group. It was only revealed after the series ended that Tucker had died of a drug overdose.
Oh, wow.
Kevin Ferdeline wandered off in the desert for several days.
I didn't think the producers of this show had such balls until that. Someone dies of a drug overdose, and they're like, oh yeah, he's a traitor. He's the Judas. Wow.
Thing of what I'm reading. Kevin Ferdeline wandered off into the desert for several days following an incident which
Damiana.
Oh, thank you, darling. My wife just gave me a bottle of water. Tricked him into drinking Windex. She was disqualified for unchristlike conduct. And in the next episode, Ferdeline called his then wife, Britney Spears, to come pick him up. Similarly, David Faustino had to be airlifted to a hospital for an emergency stomach pump after eating 3 pounds of expired ham that had been thrown away from craft services. He chose not to return to the set, opting to take a job spinning a sign outside a cash for gold store instead.
You know what?
I ain't no punk. The final 3 episodes.
Ian's laugh right there was definitely the laugh of, I forgot I wrote that.
The final 3 episodes, I got water in me. My wife ran down and gave me a look of, here's the goddamn water, and handed me a bottle. I am now holding onto it for support. The final 3 episodes had been intended to be shot in Vatican City, with a culminating event taking place in the Vatican itself. But Pope Pius XIII refused to let this go forward. What? We skipped to Pope?
No, I love that this show spanned multiple popes.
How did we skip Pope Benedict? Okay.
You'll see. Don't worry about it.
Oh, refused to let this go forward as planned. New Messiah Productions hastily reworked the final leg of the competition to instead take place in Jerusalem.
Oh,
They
no.
began the final stretch of the show with a mock Last Supper before setting out into the final challenges. The final episode was broadcast live from the Old City Quarter, featuring a visit from the Church of Holy
Sepulchre.
And Golgotha. Dennis Northop was the winner, beating out Don Most, and was officially named the Second Coming of Christ.
I feel a little bit of catharsis from this because I once went to a church service where the pastor consistently mispronounced sepulcher, and it drove me insane.
Sepulchre.
He kept saying sepulcher.
I was close.
The L is after the U. Anyway.
You think they would teach him that? Reception. Yeah. Despite a high viewership, I'd watch the fuck out of it. Critics largely panned Christ's Return.
No.
Called
this should be good.
Called the show a bizarre, absurd premise that managed to somehow be simultaneously overproduced and underproduced all at once.
That sounds accurate.
Matt Zoller said in his Slant magazine review that everyone involved should be deeply ashamed and that the show was the exception that proves the rule to his views on auteur theory. Internet writer Sean Baby, ooh boy, admitted that the show had made him laugh many times, particularly citing the antagonistic relationship between Don Most and Gary Busey. But compared the overall production to watching a circus full of meth addict clowns try desperately to keep performing as the big top burns to the ground around them. He also asserted that the challenges were too soft, noting that they never tried anything truly miraculous, such as changing water into wine or healing lepers by touch. Gene Shalit gave a positive review on the Today Show, citing the show's entertainment value and saying that fighting the lost Second Coming of Christ is a noble goal, even if it involves Britney Spears' deadbeat boyfriend. Christian publications generally give the show favorable reviews, knowing that it received the blessings of multiple evangelists and the Pope itself, though a common element was disappointment with the use of foul language, particularly by Dada. The Christian Science Monitor was a standout negative review, stating that the show had an obvious anti-Christian science slant and that devout Christian scientists should avoid watching the program. Holy.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I can
fuck, I'm
feel
almost done.
all the research that went into this.
I'm legitimately impressed, Ian.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I am legitimately absolutely impressed. This is incredibly funny. Anyway, exact ratings for the series finale are not available due to an unprecedented mass failure of Nelson boxes, where nearly every single unit broke simultaneously due to a malfunction defect in several key transistors, leaving only the oldest still operational units functioning. Legacy. Following the accidental death of winning contestant Dennis Northrup, Chas Fermental disappeared from the country without a trace and had not been seen since. Reports of sightings have surfaced from areas as diverse as Bolivia, Lithuania, Kosovo, and Sri Lanka, but none have ever been confirmed. On August 2nd, 2005, Don Most filed for a restraining order against Big Gary Busey after coming home to find him waiting for him in the driveway, wielding his mailbox like a weapon, which he then used to watch in his car until Most fled the scene. In May of 2006, the comedy website Something Awful announced plans to launch a web series called Xena Returns, the next L. Ron Hubbard, which parodied the concept of the show against the Church of Scientology. The Church of Scientology threatened legal action, but ultimately dropped the case after months of dealing with webmaster Richard Lotax Kayanka. After the original concept of an online reality show failed to materialize, instead it was animated as part of the website's Flash Tub animation series. The last 3 episodes, at the end of which all characters committed suicide.
Yeah, that sounds like Flash Tub.
Yep.
Is the rest of the stuff just
my
notes
God, there's more.
No,
there's reviews.
There is the next part is the IMDb page.
Oh, this is amazing.
5 stars from Copter Greg Rules 69.
Copter Greg!
Oh, Saturday, April 13th, 2023, 2005. Season 1, Episode 4. Scrub-a-dub-dub. Kessels traveled to Sherry's Ranch in Pahrump, Nevada in order to wash the feet of prostitutes.
That's the top rated episode.
7.9 stars out of 10. Feature reviews. 5 stars. Copter Greg Rules 69. Worth it for the Busey most viewed. I'm going to say it right now, this isn't a good show. It was obvious from the word go that the production was a rush nightmare. Nobody with half a brain actually thought this was going to discover some unannounced arrival of the second coming of Jesus. They got a bunch of washed up actors face off against a bunch of nobodies who all got in because
Mike,
nobody
you're going a little
screening.
fast.
Sorry.
It's hard to understand.
Nobody bothered screening the 14-year-old edgelord, the drug-addicted shoe salesman, or the peanut farmer who just wanted to promote his business. For fuck's sake, they got Larry from Perfect Strangers to host it.
Yes.
If you ignore all the dumbass religious trappings and just watch for entertainment value, there's one thing that makes everything worthwhile, and that's watching Johnny Most fuck with Gary Busey. Every single thing he did to him was glorious. Obviously, the absolute best was the bit at the carnival, but honestly, all their interactions were just golden. The salt in the coffee, the snapping dirt under his bed sheets, replacing his soap with that joke soap full of fake blood. The list goes on. I honestly think he intentionally got voted out of the finale after Gary kicked it off because it just wasn't funny anymore. Second place goes to what...
I can't really go any further until someone explains to me who Don Most is, because...
Okay, have you ever seen the show Happy Days?
He was,
Ralph Mouth.
He was Ralph on Happy Days. Ralph Mouth.
I haven't seen enough of Happy Days to know what you mean, so... Was he in anything else, or...?
He kind of went to production afterwards.
Okay.
He was just like, yeah, I was Donnie Most. Now I'm just go by Don Most and I do production. Yes, I was on the show. Go away. He's fine.
Okay.
he just, he lived he just did a bunch of theater stuff and went to production. That's all that happened. He's just kind of what you want for a guy.
I kind of love this guy if this story was true.
It's like, I know nothing about Donnie Most, but I will straight up watch everything that man's in now because of this fucking
I just love the idea of someone intentionally getting voted out of a reality show because it's not fun to mess with Gary Busey anymore now that he's gone.
Yeah.
I could see Don Most doing that though.
It felt on character.
Second place goes to when Domenia tricked Kevin Federline into drinking the Windex. She wasn't quite as funny as Donnie and Gary most of the time. Too edgy and brooding for me, but that was absolutely gold. I know they fake a lot of stuff in these reality shows, but definitely seemed like he really did get lost. Go get lost in the desert. I mean, that sunburn looked awful, really, Don't bother watching it if you're the kind who watches American Idol or Survivor or whatever looking for serious drama twists. But if you just want to laugh at some wackos getting screwed with, this is a fun time. 1 star, Spock 207. Offensive in almost every way. As a Christian, this show makes me very angry. I don't care that the Pope and some TV evangelist said it was okay. It was not. Jesus isn't going to come back in hiding. He's going to open up the sky and arrive with trumpets that can be heard everywhere in the world at once. I can't believe the network that brought us good moral TV like Foster's actually aired this horrible travesty. Chaz Fremantle was right to go into hiding, but God will find and judge him.
I like how that was in all caps with multiple exclamation marks each sentence.
3.5, Dr.
Rendezvous,
sorry. Is this show lost media? I remember seeing this on TV back when I was in high school, but everything I've read says they never showed it in reruns, and I can't find it on YouTube or anything. Tons of people were watching it, but nobody's ever seen it or put an episode online. Pretty weird. 7.5 stars, Varth Vader. Veger.
The Wiki Sift references in this, man.
I had to put them in.
Varth Veger. A show that changed history for better or worse. Personally, I thought the show was pretty fun and was really invested in seeing who they'd pick for the next Jesus. Like, I kind of knew it was BS, but I really kind of wanted to believe they were going to do some good for the world. Anyhow, whether you liked it or not, you got to admit that it changed the world. I heard they were going to make some guy named Jeffrey Ratzenberger or something the next pope. But the Cardinals asked him how he felt about the show, and when he said it seemed harmless, they decided to pick the guy who became Pope Pius XIII instead. Plus, after what happened to the guy who won, kind of makes you think. 10 stars. Pipes and pennies. I got that reference. A marvelous train wreck to behold. This is a show that's a once-in-a-generation monstrosity. Given the show's premise and the absolute chaos that happened in and around its production, it might be once-in-a-human-history monstrosity. Chaz Fremantle and John Bergenon took a positively insane premise. What if some random person is Jesus, returned to Earth, and somehow unaware of it himself, and turned it into an even more ridiculous sideshow attraction? I honestly don't know how they got anyone, even these has-beens and never-wases, to agree to appear in something like this, but I thank my lucky stars for it every single day. On the one hand, the celebrities, a term I use lightly here, from our host, Larry from Perfect Strangers, to our contestants, Gary Busey, who barely seemed to know where he was or what was going on at any given time, as Donnie most continually screwed with him in the most juvenile display on television. Britney Spears' deadbeat husband, the broke brother himself, that dude who was an American Idol, and Bud fucking Bundy. And on the other hand, the normal people ranging from the UFO nut who can barely tell dreams from reality, to the peanut farmer whose entire tenure on the show is spent looking straight into the camera talking about his wares. The 14-year-old girl who only wanted to be on the show to piss off her religious parents.
Nice.
The drug-addicted shoe salesman who died after 2 episodes was written off as having been the secret Judas before word got out about the truth. To the Canadian, air quotes, and oddly Mr. Rogers-like charm of the career counselor. It was an all-star cast of nobodies.
Oh, man. I'm just imagining someone with a personality of Mr. Rogers on a show like this. Like,
Right?
oh.
The challenges were absolutely laughable at the best of times because the producers full-on knew they couldn't risk trying to have their contestants perform actual miracles. I mean...
I'm sorry, I just got a mental picture of Mr. Rogers trying to break up Don Most and Gary Busey.
I'm okay. Woo. All right. I mean, they clearly didn't have the budget to fake that. Instead, we ended up with all sorts of Jesus B-roll, like seeing who could make the best furniture from scratch, who was the best at flipping over tables and using whips, and most bafflingly, the one where they just went to a legal whorehouse in Nevada and watched the feet of prostitutes. Because, you know, that's something that only Jesus could possibly do. I'm pretty sure this episode, by the by, was one of the major reasons Brittany left Kevin Federline. He acted like such a goddamn sleaze the entire time. By the time they moved the show to Jerusalem, after saying early on they'd ended Vatican City, but of course that never happened, it was just coasting along on sheer madness alone. Honestly, I believe the rumors that Busey was detained by the IDF after the second to last episode. Busey was gone, Madon Mouse gets eliminated, and the kindly average guy from Wisconsin wins it all. Sucks they end up dying only 3 days after the live finale. But it's funny in its own sick way. Chaz Fremantle, wherever you are, thanks for this complete disaster of a show. Did you know? Trivia. Pope John Paul II died the same day that the show premiered. This was following a meeting with the show's producers only 12 days earlier. Many have alleged that the producers may have drugged him during this meeting in order to change his mind, which led directly to his death. But no concrete evidence has emerged to support these claims. Dennis Northrop, winner and official Second Coming of Christ, was fatally struck by lightning just 3 days after the show's finale. After the tragic death of the show's winner, producer Chaz Fremantle disappeared from the country and has not been seen since. Co-producer John Bergenon believes he suffered a mental breakdown and blaming himself led the country to avoid being held accountable. Mark Lynn Baker turned down a leading role in the sitcom Twins to host the show, a move which you could say was the biggest mistake of his career. Rodney Mapletree, the contestant added to the show's roster to attempt to show a non-American contestant amidst complaints of a U.S.-only focus, was later revealed to be the very contestant he was supposedly replacing, Chris Clemens, a native of Vermont. Producers simply had him grow a beard and talk with a generic Canadian affectation. The reason that MC Hammer was 100+ pounds overweight during the series was apparently due to an elaborate series of prank calls played on him by local teams, which had him convinced that he was going to start a movie based on the life of fellow musician Fats Domino. 3 days after he was sent away from the production, Harry Calhoun was involuntarily committed to a mental ward after stripping nude and walking off the end of the Santa Monica Pier, believing that he would prove the producers wrong by walking across the bay, where he claimed that his alien benefactors would pick him up in full view of the city. Justin Guarni did not appear in the 3rd or 4th episodes. This is apparently due to his presence being forgotten entirely, with the cast and crew leaving La Londe Ranch without looking for him first. The black guy Kevin Federline has in episode 3 is never addressed, was apparently the result of him trying to tell MC Hammer that he was the better rapper.
Oh.
Oh, there's a goof section. Chaz Fremantle initially insisted on lying to sneak Demenia into Sherry's ranch despite her being underage, claiming that it would be harmless given their intentions with the entire rest of the cast, save for Kevin Federline, who was already inside, stonewalled him until he relented and hastily assigned her an alternative challenge. The series theme song was written by They Might Be Giants after John Lionel lost a bet with co-producer John Bergerac. The stunt where Don Moe's tricked Gary Busey into the Hall of Mirrors.
Hall of Mirrors?
At the carnival in Jerusalem. Every word of that sentence is better than the last. It was completely unscripted and was only discussed briefly with one of the cameramen who most apparently only said, "Hey, watch this." Before he began, the resulting damage is the injury of two
bystanders
nearly cost the show their rights to finish filming, but a deal was struck in private when he claimed that Busey was detained by the ITF, but he, his representatives, and representatives of the show deny this fervently. Goose. Here we go.
I need to process.
Please take a moment.
Gary Busey being tricked into a Hall of Mirrors, and this leads to the injury of multiple people.
Well, because remember that Gary Busey was going off the handle about the mirrors.
Yeah.
That's why Donnie Most tricked him into the Hall of Mirrors.
I remembered it from earlier.
I forgot. I just thought it was funny how there's no explanation of how he could have hurt multiple people by going into Hall of Mirrors.
Goofs. The credits of the third episode erroneously named Grace Abbott as Eunice Torkson.
Eunice Torkson?
The credits in the second episode were actually left as a placeholder. The credits of season 3, episode 2 of Columbo. Eddie Bortton is stolen.
How do you accidentally copy and paste credits from Columbo? That's amazing.
The idea that I had here was like the editor just did like a rough cut and like threw in an extra, like just a credits placeholder while they were doing the rest. And then just like in their haste to get it on air, forgot to put it back.
He just happened.
The image of Jesus shown in the first episodes. Tom, I want to read this sentence.
Okay.
The image of Jesus shown in the first episode's introduction is an image of actor Jonathan Frakes in costume as Commander William Riker. This was replaced with a more traditional depiction of Christ in subsequent episodes. Despite Kevin Federline's numerous claims, Jesus is not known to have ever smoked marijuana. The factual errors spouted by Harry Calhoun are too numerous to address individually. It is safe to assume that anytime he said something on this show, it was false. Quotes. Mark Lynn Baker. There's Don Moe's quotes. Mark Lynn Baker. Thousands of years, mankind has awaited the return of their great savior. But what if the prophecies were mistranslated? What if something went wrong? What if Christ already walks among us to this very day? It could happen, and we intend to find out. Willie Dubois, we'll shoot this here ranch don't look as good as home. Remind me of Dubois Farms, where only the finest peanuts are grown. Don Most, here's the thing. Gary Busey, hate him, always have. He's a creepy, overbearing maniac, and frankly, he belongs at home. Someone should be watching him to make sure he doesn't hurt himself or others. He sucked at his buddy Holly, and I hated his kid in that movie with the giant bugs. Gary Busey.
Wait, Gary Busey played Buddy Holly?
Yeah.
I think so.
Wow.
All right. Gary Busey, Mark, what the hell is this? Just as a mirror in the hallway? Well, Gary, that's what, Mark? That looks like the crew missed one before you got here. Missed one, Mark. A mirror. Gary Busey kicks through the mirror enough to punch a hole in the drywall. You're beep and right. It's a beep mirror. What did I tell you, people? There are no mirrors in heaven. If I'm supposed to bring heaven on earth, how can I do that with beep mirrors everywhere? That's my best Gary Busey.
It's very good.
Willie Dubois, I tell you what, I think that Gary Busey's a few people.
I think it's good for his image to sound more like Mickey Mouse.
Willie Gratuity opens a
Bird season's over, butthorn.
Willie Gratuity opens a jar of Dubois Farm peanuts while staring at the camera. Diaminia Dark Blood. Listen, I'm only here because it's really beeping funny to me. Think that I might be the second coming of Jesus. Like, can you imagine that? My parents would flip, especially after I started laying down the new rules. Bleep, they're going to hate that. Harry Calhoun. I know for a fact God is an alien. MC Hammer. Say what? Ronnie Mapletree. That doesn't seem likely, eh? Harry Calhoun is true. I saw it in a vision of cosmic revelation. I astral projected into God's starship while dreaming, and David Faustino dreaming? I don't know, man. That's like, you know what dreaming is, right? Harry Calhoun, yes, but this was too real to have been just a dream. I was astral projecting. My spirit left my body and traveled physically to meet God in his starship in Zeta Reticuli 4. Gary Busey breathing heavily, staring wide-eyed at Harry with great.
Why does that sound familiar? Zeta Reticuli 4.
That's a throwback to the conspiracy UFO episode.
Ah, yes, thank you.
Mark Lynn Baker. Today we'll be heading to Ferrum, Nevada to Sherry's Ranch to see just how Christ-like our contestants can be. Gary Busey. Why does that name sound familiar? Kevin Fairline. Yo, that's a beep house. We're going to a beeping beep house. Are you for real, dog? Mark Lynn Baker. Yes, well, that's correct because as we all know. Haha, no beep. I'm going to get some beep and beep for sure. Thank you, God. Don Most. I can't wait to hear his reaction when he lifts the covers to get in bed. That thing's a hard-shell dinosaur, and Gary's going to be right in its strike zone. Camera cuts to Gary Busey lifting the covers off of his bed, throws the covers to one side, stumbles back into the nightstand. What the beep? What the beep is this thing doing here? Beeping nearly took my beeping finger off. It's none of Don Most in these quotes. Kevin Fairline, yo, Miss Darkness, what's crack-a-lack-a-lack-a-lun? Domenia Darkblood, I can't tell what this cracka is lacking. A good high, am I right? Kevin Federline, oh right, and like you know how I can get one. Domenia Darkblood, who knows these things better than a teenager? Kevin Federline, I'm listening. Domenia Darkblood, see this blue stuff? Holds up a plastic water bottle full of blue liquid. Dude, this stuff will mess you up. Kevin Federline, that beep looks like Windex. Domenia Darkblood, it smells like it too, but if you drink the whole bottle and then chug 3 beers, you'll get so high you see God. You want to see God, right? Kevin Federline, hell yeah, of course I do. I'm gonna be the second coming, right? Give that beep to me, kid. Harry Calhoun, God told me that revelation is no longer happening. A new final chapter is in store for humanity. Gary Busey, you're full of beep, you crystal-hugging wacko. Harry Calhoun, I know what I saw. I will not deny what I've seen with my own eyes. Gary Busey, I've been to heaven, you chicken poop moron, and God wasn't a little green man. Harry Calhoun, the benefactors aren't green. They're Gary Busey. They ain't any color. Aliens aren't real. Harry Calhoun, God warned me there would be doubters. Gary Busey screams and throws a table lamp at Harry. Dennis Northrop, where's Gary? Don Most, through hysterical laughter. Where do you think? Don points to the funhouse where you can hear the smashing of glass and Grace screaming. Dennis Northrop, oh dear.
I kind of like the idea that Don Most just came up with the idea as soon as he saw that they had a Hall of Mirrors. He's like, oh, this is perfect.
Absolutely.
Justin Garney, hey guys, where'd y'all go yesterday? David Faustino, who are you?
Mike, can we just have a quick round of applause?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Ian, that's fucking
Thank
perfect,
you.
man.
Thank you.
That's fucking
really
perfect.
good.
That was comedic gold.
Oh, that was terrible, and it was great.
Oh.
Okay, I need to take a deep breath before we move on to the next one. Oh. Okay.
What are we doing next?
Ian, would you like to read mine?
Sure. Let's see what you got for me.
How many episodes? Oh, okay, good. This is 5 pages. This is far less.
Yeah.
Dada Dare. Dada Dare was an American reality comedy series that ran for 7 seasons from 2018 to 2024 on Netflix. Featuring a host by the name of Tony Pterodactyl and a ragtag group of comedians and performers, the show was built on the notion of combining stunts and pranks with anti-humor. It was known for spending egregious amounts of time, effort, and resources for an anti-climax with as little payoff as possible. While never achieving mainstream success, it was an underground success that appealed to comedians and fans of unconventional humor and had a small but dedicated fandom. Cast. The core cast of the show includes Tony Pterodactyl, Baz Sherman, Jennifer J-Bomb Borges, Mark Mac McFarlane, and Harry Flex, I almost said Obama, Ozawa. all of whom were present for every season of the show, although Sherman and Ozawa both went on hiatus partway through a season and returned later in the same or subsequent season. Anudeep Sharma was brought on for season 4. Other cast members only appeared for single episodes, most notably the inclusivity episode. Reception. Dada Dare received mixed reviews and was subject to backlash for almost the entire run of the show from viewers and critics who did not appreciate its unique approach to comedy. In addition, certain moments of the show provoked negative attention online for some stunts that were deemed reckless or disrespectful. Fans of the show, however, were extremely vocal and had on 3 separate occasions signed petitions to keep the show running when rumors of cancellation had circulated. The petitions praised the unique humor of the show and for giving a platform to marginalized minorities such as Anudeep Sharma, who, thanks to the show, became a prominent non-binary Indian comedian and content creator on TikTok. Notable moments. The Danny Trejo phone prank. The first episode primarily follows one single 20-minute-long prank, occasionally interrupted by other various short stunts. The main prank follows cameras hidden in Danny Trejo's house. As he finishes breakfast, he hears a phone ring and follows it to find a cell phone that doesn't belong to him. He picks it up to answer it when another cell phone starts ringing. He finds it inside the couch cushions in the living room, but when he fishes it out, a third phone starts ringing. This continues until eventually he finds an Amazon box full of cell phones all ringing simultaneously. And when he's picked up and turned off every single phone, a final phone starts ringing that has been bolted to the ceiling and requires tools to remove. Finally, Danny Trejo gets the phone loose and answers it. A voice on the other end burps and the episode ends. That's pretty good. Tony Pterodactyl fought against the decision to have the episode 1 prank be interspersed with other stunts as he felt creatively the best version was to have only the cell phone prank uninterrupted for the entire runtime. He made numerous comments in interviews and public appearances that if he had as much creative freedom as clout as he had in later seasons, it would have been aired with only the cell phone prank for 20 straight minutes. The Uber Eats prank. J-Bomb orders a single small Coke from McDonald's to be delivered to the house of a randomly selected Uber Eats driver. Then a week later, she orders another small Coke and nothing else. A week later, 2 small Cokes, and then continues on with more drinks following the Fibonacci sequence.
Jesus fuck.
Oh, this
I fucking hate Dada.
This is so fucking pretentious.
I hate Dadaism so much.
The postcard prank. Flex takes a photo of himself wearing a t-shirt with the words April 3rd on it and mails it to himself as a postcard with priority shipping to arrive the next day on April 3rd. When he receives it, he takes a photo of himself in a shirt saying April 4th while holding the postcard, and then mails that picture to himself as a new postcard. When April's over, instead May dates, he continues counting April days into the 30s and 40s. He continues this every day just to mildly confuse the mail carrier who delivers it. The segment ends with them stopping to ask the mail carrier what he thought about the prank, and he replies that with all the mail he delivers, he didn't even notice it.
Oh no. Let's try the next entry.
Amazing. The Danny DeVito pie stunt. In the first season, the cast throws a banana cream pie at a cardboard cutout of Danny DeVito and then never cleans it up. Every subsequent season of the show has the DeVito cutout in the background still covered in old pie.
That was less intense than I thought that would be.
Fan mail. Tony Pterodactyl starts the 3rd episode by reading some fan mail. He opens up a giant mailbag full of letters and reads as many as he can. Each letter he reads only asks him if Tony Pterodactyl is his real name. Each time he thanks them for his letter without addressing the question. The segment ends with the mailbag abruptly exploding. Throughout the rest of the episode, other segments are interrupted with the clip of the mailbag exploding, repeated at a slower speed each time.
What? Tom, I hope to God you find this funny. This is baffling.
I kind of do.
Okay.
I'm just glad that David Lynch finally took a shot at a comedy show.
Oh, really, right?
The camping trip.
We knew Yoko Ono was a lead producer.
Baz is left in the wilderness to fend for himself for several days. A camera crew follows his attempts to construct shelter and build a fire, but never actually shows him succeeding in any of these tasks. Throughout the episode, he is visibly shown with more and more injuries from accidents and being attacked by animals, although none of this is shown or referenced, and it is left unexplained while the show instead focuses on mundane tasks, such as eating or carving letters into a tree. We never see what he carves.
Okay.
Intruder Santa! Mark Mack waits outside his house as a police officer shows up to investigate Mark's report that someone was trying to trespass onto his property. He reveals to the cop that the perpetrator is a novelty Christmas decoration of Santa Claus hanging from his roof and wiggling his legs. The entire remainder of the episode is just the police officer lecturing him on wasting emergency services time when the camera remains focused on the hanging Santa Claus.
Okay.
The Star Trek. In the first episode of Season 2, Tony Pterodactyl walked all the way from San Francisco to NASA's Lyndon B. Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas, just to ask them to do their laundry. NASA said no. The Screening. The gang rents out a popular movie theater and completely fills its seats with lifelike mannequins and then puts on a screening of Gone with the Wind entirely for the mannequins' benefit.
Fuck off! Fuck.
The cameos. Tony Pterodactyl hires a bunch of celebrities on Cameo.com to tell knock-knock jokes. The clips are edited together mostly just to show them saying knock-knock, but occasionally there would be a punchline without setup or context. The pyrotechnics stunt. The cast sets up an elaborate fireworks display enlisting the talents of a professional pyrotechnics engineer and sets it up inside a warehouse, making sure to clear out any items, especially anything flammable or explosive. They start the sequence from a safe distance with the doors locked and record the warehouse from a distance where the sounds can be distantly heard and occasionally a flash of lights is visible from a window.
Tom's laughing the most at this.
This is laboring me.
This is just baffling for me. Hang on, we're almost at the end though. Shut up, Windows.
The international catfish. Anudeep receives a call from an Indian tech scammer and slowly changes from a male to a female throughout the phone call, seemingly without the scammer noticing, and starts flirting with him.
Oh, sorry, I mistyped that. This changes from a male to female voice.
That makes a little more sense.
I figured that with this show it could be anything,
Yeah.
So male to female voice throughout the call. And starts flirting with him. They catfish the scammer for months, finally leading them to fly to India to meet with him. Anudeep does not actually show up for the meeting in Kolkata and instead goes sightseeing and messages the scammer pictures of all the places they are visiting that get further and further away. The scammer stops responding, but Anudeep continues until they end up in Mumbai, over 1,000 miles away. The Burj Khalifa stunt. The segment starts with Baz announcing he's going to replicate Tom Cruise's stunt from Mission Impossible and climb the Burj Khalifa.
Oh, jeez.
It does a big dramatic helicopter shot of the building from multiple angles. Then it cuts to him already at the top, having climbed the building entirely off camera, and the rest of the episode is him sitting on top of the building, reading out Tucson, Arizona's municipal tax laws.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
The Tom Green episode. The episode follows Tom Green, who is invited to participate in this episode. Green shows up at their office and waits in a waiting room for a half an hour. Then at the end of the episode, he finds out the cameras have been rolling the whole time, and that his wait in the waiting room was going to be his contribution to the show. Tom Green had later stated in interviews that he was really excited to participate in the show, that he was extremely disappointed to learn that his entire contribution would consist of sitting in a waiting room, but he did admit that it was a pretty funny gag and was artistically the right choice.
I fucking hate Tom Green so much. I fucking hate him so much.
Same.
If I find Tom Green and I'm near a tire iron, that man is not going to live.
The fundraiser stunt. Tony Pterodactyl organizes a fake fundraiser and invites several hundred attendees, including local celebrities and politicians. When the guests show up, the show's cast announces it was all a prank and then leaves. Dinner is still served, and most of the guests who had already gone to the trouble of coming out stay and just awkwardly sit and eat. The slap. J-Bomb slaps Mark Mack in the face while it's recorded from multiple sequential angles. The first camera films the slap, while the second camera films the first camera, and so on for 36 cameras. The footage from the 36th camera is then uploaded as a song on Spotify under a fake band alias so nobody knows it was them. It's revealed at the end of the episode that the show spent hundreds of thousands of dollars secretly promoting it through online advertising, bumping it up on Spotify's algorithm enough to make the Muffled Slap sound the number 4 song on all of Spotify for one day.
Okay.
The snowball effect. The gang goes to the Arctic to make a gigantic snowball 12 feet tall, ship it in an air-conditioned container all the way to Hawaii, just to drop it in a volcano and see it melt.
Okay, that's actually funny.
I was gonna say, that's good, though.
That's actually funny. I would actually pay to see that.
The house prank. The gang, with the help of some professional contractors, trespasses onto someone's empty lot in a remote area while the owner is away and builds an entire house completely up to code and leaves it there with no explanation.
Controversies.
Thanks, I guess. Controversies.
I don't want it. Oh, it's not my color.
Oh, is that a fucking house? God damn it. I wanted an empty lot.
Man, now everyone's going to want to visit.
You know how confusing that would be?
Anyway, controversies?
Anyway, controversies, yes. The inclusivity episode drew criticism from multiple groups. Some accused the show of pandering by replacing all the cast members with minorities, while others accused the show of being disrespectful to marginalized groups by making a spectacle of the new cast members. Tony Pterodactyl responded to the controversy in a podcast interview where he pointed out that the new cast members came up with their own jokes, and none were asked to take part in any stunt that they didn't explicitly approve of. He did, however, admit that the cast members were specifically chosen for how unusually diverse they were. We were told by the higher-ups that they wanted more inclusion in our show. We were kind of confused by that because I thought we were already pretty inclusive. We have Flax, who's Asian, we have J-Bomb, who's Latina, and Anudeep, who's non-binary and Indian, but, we didn't think it was a bad request. None of us had a problem with more inclusion, but given the nature of the show, we couldn't just do it without doing it in the dumbest way possible. So yeah, we got a one-armed black lesbian and an indigenous paraplegic albino with dwarfism and so on. And yeah, we filmed them reading the full list of Pokemon to seniors in a retirement home.
Oh boy.
Cancellation. Midway through production of season 7, producers had reportedly been unhappy with how the cast consistently went over budget, particularly in the final season. Analysis of watch time statistics also showed viewers tended to only watch part of an episode and skip ahead to the ending, and even fans of the show admitted to just leaving it playing in the background without actively watching it. In light of this information, the show's cancellation was announced in May of 2024. Tony Pterodactyl, surprised the show lasted as long as it did, already had a final episode ready for when the cancellation would inevitably happen and demanded it be the final episode. It was the cheapest episode to produce by far, and the production team approved it with no argument. Despite all other episodes being on average 20 minutes long, the final episode was 6 minutes long, 4 minutes of which were just the words "to be continued" on screen while dramatic music played.
Yeah, it's funny. This feels like an early draft of Taskmaster. Does it feel like that to anybody else?
Yeah,
a little bit. A little bit.
Legacy. Dada Dare continues to have a dedicated fandom and online presence. Talks of a Dada Dare movie have been rumored by fans for years, although there has been no concrete show of interest by any production company. Tom Green had offered to direct, but admitted that he didn't think any producer would be interested in, quote, 3 hours of Tony Pterodactyl silently reading the Bible in space, end quote.
Oh boy.
I gotta admit, I'd watch this. I would hate myself for it, but I would watch it.
I'd watch the fuck out of Christ Return, The Search for Christ Coming. This would piss me off very quickly. All right, you ready for mine?
All right.
Oh, I'm ready.
Let's do this. Frankenstieners. Frankenstieners is the highly controversial 6-episode pilot season of the reality show of the same name. You could have a 6-episode pilot season?
Yeah, they did. You can.
Oh,
Well-
I've never heard of that.
Well, just it'll make more sense the more you read.
Okay. In it, several masked medical experts competed to see who could revive legally dead subjects, ranging from different animals to medical patients who were dead for several minutes. What?
Oh my god.
You actually came up with the least plausible of our reality shows. The final challenge of the season involved collecting enough tools and parts to fully revive a dead body. Development. Conceived by suspected organ thief Charles Bruges, real name unknown. Charles found himself in a surplus of unusable organs in the wake of COVID-19. Lacking the means to dispose of the pieces safely due to not knowing how to dig a pit and start a fire, Charles was inspired by a late-night viewing of Lisa Frankenstein. Police reports of the motel room he was residing in suggest that Charles was consuming various narcotics using Jell-O products as a binding agent. Charles offered the show to several major networks, which summarily rejected his proposal, the only exception being Spike TV.
Of course it's fucking Spike TV. The original first network for men.
However, the network would shutter its doors mere days after accepting Charles' proposal. It's believed by experts that the greenlighting of his production was intended to launder money out of the network. Now with secured funding and having changed his name to Guy LaGuy, Guy proceeds to start scouting venues to record his production.
Tom, excuse me.
Yes.
I'm assuming that that should be Gila Guy. Come on now.
That's exactly true. That's
Gila
exactly
Guy.
correct.
Yeah.
Gila guy.
Wait, what?
Gila Guy.
Gila guy. Yeah.
But how did you both know this? How did you both know that the first name was pronounced the French way and the last name was pronounced the English way?
Well, I
Like,
wrote
you
it.
conceived it on Mike, but how did Ian pick up on that?
Mike and I were
You got
sharing.
it.
Listen, Mike and I were sharing a brain cell in that moment.
I guess so.
I was telefaxing it across the cosmos.
Okay, change his name to Guy LaGuy. Guy proceeds. Wait. It could be. Is this sentence starting with his first name or last name? Because
That's for you to
in
figure
a formal encyclopedia entry, it would probably do the last name. Okay. Guy proceeds to start scouting venues to record his production.
I'm a fucking word terrorist.
Since most of his planned activities are banned by the Geneva Convention, thanks Canada. Oh, I got that reference. Guy finds an abandoned oil rig that suits his purposes. Since the oil rig is an abandoned pop-up location for a Mr. Beast video, several video cameras are found on site, allowing for... They just left their cameras behind, and he's like, oh, sweet, let's use these. Allowing production
Mr.
to proceed.
Beast would fucking do that, though, so, I mean... That guy wakes up in the morning and finds, like, $1 million in his jacket pocket and, like, blows his nose into it and throws it away.
Production. Most of the initial contestants choose to remain anonymous. However, one contestant immediately unmasks himself in the first episode and refers to himself as... What?
Future winner
And
and God of Life and Death,
Dr. Hyperdeath. Okay,
Dr.
I thought there was a callback to Ian's show for a second there.
Yeah, for a second there, I was like, wait a minute. I thought Mike somehow got that same wavelength that we just shared before there.
Yeah, I don't know.
He does insist that he is foreign, however, and you are pronouncing his name wrong.
Dr. Hyperdeath.
Hyperdeath. Initial challenges. Kill and then revive a seagull. Euthanasia tool, a rock. Revival tool, a car battery. Oh no, Mike.
Oh my god.
How is this more offensive than Ian's?
I don't know.
Team challenge, bring my own 67 Chevy back to life. Revival tool, lemons. I think this is funnier to me if I just imagine that every single challenge was an abysmal failure on the part of everyone and they just kept it.
Well, everyone failed, so no one can get voted off this week.
Hang on, keep reading.
He asked them to perform a task that's impossible, and none of them succeed. And they're like, okay, next episode.
Keep reading!
Okay. Each episode ends with a contestant being eliminated from the competition by being shot at in a random vital organ, with the remains being offered to the episode's winner for the final challenge. There's even Spike TV wouldn't pick that up. At least that is the intended concept.
Know.
After the completion of the first episode, several contestants are found dead, shortening the planned 26-episode season to a mere 6 episodes. Yes, Dr. Hyperdeath survived. How did you guess? This is not a very neutral point of view article, but okay.
This is a Wikipedia article that's got that thing at the top that says, like, this article needs some work.
Several episodes begin with the initial challenge of reviving an animal using a car battery. However, due to the low number of wildlife available aboard the oil rig, this is swiftly abandoned after several contestants are able to revive a fish with bendy straws. The final Revive an Animal challenge is won by Dr. Hyperdeath, who is able to bring a hot dog back to life by tasering it so hard it jumped off the plate, thus meeting the minimum requirements. I love the idea that could be a loophole. Just snap a hot dog and it moves. It moved! That counts! You're like, he's got us. With the Doctor winning so many challenges and, allegedly, murdering many contestants, the producers, Guy wearing different mustaches, attempt to shake things up by having the Doctor eliminated. However, his attempts are thwarted by Dr. Hyperdeath, who counteracts Guy's attempt at killing him with a knife by lighting the producer on fire. As a warning. Is as a warning the end of the previous sentence or the beginning of the next one?
Whatever.
This game of cat and cat with a machine gun escalates predictably, involving many of the remaining contestants. At one point, illegal fireworks are procured via Uber Eats. However, since the production is over international waters, they're just referred to as fireworks. What Uber Eats driver is going to go over international waters?
Yo, let me just get on my jet ski for Uber Eats.
He's more mad about the Uber Eats thing than about the fact that I wasted his life with a sentence involving fireworks. And you know that's how it went down.
This battle concludes in the final episode, wherein Dr. Hyperdeath animates his corpse made from the bodies of the various contestants. During this time, he's quoted as saying, "Human centipedes are for amateur scientists who..." Mike warned me not to read this part, and I think I'm going to heed that warning.
Loophole! He didn't say I couldn't read it!
Oh, Ian, don't, man. Don't. That joke was bad even for me.
Okay, fine.
This hybrid man abomination, which Dr. Hyperdeath insists its pronouns are that/mine, proceeds to go on violent rampage, as is the natural way of all abominations. And like all such abominations, it too was fated to die in a fire. Thankfully, this was easily accomplished. Thankfully, we burned a man to death. Thankfully, this was easily accomplished due to the fact that this entire production was orchestrated on an oil rig, and the hybrid man smashing through walls like the Kool-Aid Man was a quarterback on prom night. It's not about the quality, but the quantity. Naturally, one of the walls was a fire-bearing wall, which, much like a load-bearing wall, held loads. This wall held fires. Due to regretful design choices, it was adjacent to a fuel-bearing wall. The resulting explosion is written off by Interpol investigations as an undersea volcano. There are no survivors. They filmed it, though. Initial broadcast. every single one of these were way more stupid than I thought would be. Initial broadcast. Due to Interpol seizing all surviving video footage as evidence, no broadcast of the production occurred during its initial run. Home video release. I love how that chapter heading was a punchline. Details on the matter are sketchy at best, but it is believed that the video archive of the incident was released on 4chan's b/board by an anonymous hacker. The only eyewitness, Interpol forensic expert Dr. Not Hyperdeath, the only eyewitness to the data theft, reports seeing the most handsome and certainly muscular man he has ever seen stealing the data. Okay, before we read the next part, I'm just imagining in my mind how something being leaked on 4chan could turn into a home video release. Okay, owning or distributing the episodes...
Don't question it, Tom.
Owning or distributing the episodes is considered a violation of both international and maritime law. Despite this, the footage has garnered a cult following, and several clips thereof are frequently used as memes in popular movies by known directors such as Zack Snyder, Eli Roth, and Steven Spielberg. I totally can see Zack Snyder and Eli Roth referencing it. Steven Spielberg throws me.
Mike, may I just have one... May I have just one suggestion of how I think that sentence could have been made?
Sure.
Just like the little bit of like whipped cream and cherry on top.
Sure.
If you would have put in parentheses after Steven Spielberg, not the famous one, I think that would have made it that much funnier.
You know what? Ian, for you and the perfection that was your entry, yeah, I will put that in. I gotta edit it.
I'm sorry, I accidentally read ahead. Okay. Noted director Neil Breen has repeatedly tried to claim the identity of Guy Leguy and all subsequent aliases despite insurmountable evidence to the contrary. He was still arrested anyway. But the part at the end, see also bridalplasty. Is bridalplasty a real show, or were you just making up another fake show? Because
that's a real fucking show.
I thought it was something else you made up, and I thought that was really funny. Thank you, Mike.
Not the famous one. I love the idea that this article lists two famous directors and then a director who happens to share the name of a famous director, but it isn't that one. It's a different guy. I once met Steven Spielberg at a gas station. Oh no, not the one who made E.T. The one who referenced that shit show with the Frankensteins.
Oh, that was...
I think it was called Time of the Apes.
I guess they don't have the same rules for directors as they do for actors and SAG. Either that, or he isn't even a mainstream director and just makes stuff on YouTube, and his name happens to be Steven Spielberg. I'm building a whole...
I like to picture that he's a guy...
I'm building lore here.
He films all of his movies on a handheld VHS camera from the 80s, and he distributes them by donating them to thrift stores.
I was imagining like he just makes stuff for YouTube or something, and he does like he does movies that are just him and some friends, and somehow he becomes famous because people keep confusing him for the real Steven Spielberg, and then they watch his movies and are disappointed. Like that's the only reason he's referenced in this article. Is because he somehow accidentally gained all this notoriety.
His YouTube is only documentaries that are making ofs his movies that he releases only by putting them into thrift stores.
This was surprisingly funnier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
My entry. You guys were good.
You did a damn good job for doing it at the last minute.
I literally did. I remembered and I went, oh no, and I felt terrible. And I'm like, what could I do? And I was looking up a Wikipedia page of worst reality shows. And I'm like, what's something monstrous that might get made into a reality show, but also not, shouldn't be? And I'm like, well, reviving the dead, Mike. And I'm like, oh shit, start writing, motherfucker. This is good.
Well, here's what's funny to me is that a number of months ago, this was at your baby shower, if I remember correctly.
Yes, before my child was born.
You were telling me that you couldn't come up with any ideas for the show, and we just started like chatting, and I mentioned this one reality show that I haven't seen but I've heard about. That's like a search for Bigfoot with a bunch of these like hillbillies trying to find Bigfoot, but they actually find him in every single episode, and it's like obviously made up, and they're like, it's so unbelievably far-fetched. And when I mentioned this, Mike is like, oh, I have the idea now, thank you, Tom. And then we see this as the end result, and I'm like, how did you make that connection?
Well, here's the thing, Tom. I distinctly remember that conversation. But at that precise moment when that conversation ends, there's carnival music that plays in my memory and has been playing for the last 4 months since that conversation. And I have been racking my brain trying to remember what my idea was until finally you reminded me that the date was this month and not next month. And then I went, fuck, real loud while driving to pick up pizza for dinner tonight. And I was like, just fucking is this. And I'm honestly, I don't 100% hate what I cracked out.
No,
I
definitely don't hate it.
Literally pulling this out of your ass. You did a phenomenal job for going, oh shit, oh god, oh Jesus, oh shit.
Well, because the worst part was I was reading this to my brother-in-law, and I read the first 3 or 4 paragraphs, and he started laughing, and I'm like, okay, what I'm writing is actually reasonably funny. I'm going to shut up now and just keep writing and just follow where this current is taking me.
True. Actually, no, that actually does make it funnier now, the fact that there's like absolutely no neutral point of view in this. This is definitely like the scramblings of someone panicking the last 2 hours. That makes it funnier to me.
I'm glad. If I had a little more time, I think I would have done some of the stuff that Ian had done and gotten quotes and shit.
Yeah.
But the problem was, the second Dr. Hyperdeath came into existence in my brain, this stopped being about this reality show and started being about how Dr. Hyperdeath was playing to win.
But yeah, I do think the thrown together nature of it adds a lot to the humor.
As soon as Dr. Hyperdeath is introduced, it turns, the tone immediately shifts from, like, this is an attempt at a Wikipedia article back to, this is exactly how the true crime one you wrote. It was like the tone shifted to that instantly.
It did.
And that's not a bad thing. I think it's funny that it just, like, snaps your neck in that twist there. And I will say, Tom, despite the fact that I did not laugh out loud at yours as much, and the fact that I was sighing a lot, I did think that yours was great. It was just great in a sort of New Yorker way, where I go, instead of going, Because I really felt bad, because I'm like, wow, Tom clearly put in a lot of effort thinking up these jokes, but, like, the whole point of them is that they're anticlimaxes, so, like, it made sense that I wasn't laughing, but I still, like, felt bad, because I'm like, these are conceptually interesting.
But you're like, oh, it's an anti-joke, I can't. The problem was with this entire thing is you told me the idea for this right away, and I would take a gasp, and then I would remember bridalplasty. Which I'm like, nothing I could come up with could top bridalplasty. And because you told me about this last year.
Yeah.
I think, this idea. And I was like, and just all I would hear in my head is, you know, it's funny, bridalplasty, Mike. And I'm like, shut up. I can't do bridalplasty. That was real.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to outdo how, like, real reality shows and how, like, depraved and moronic they are.
Well, and that's exactly how I came to mine. It was literally just like, what, like, depraved, moralless concept has not already been trotted out? And I thought to myself, like, the only thing you can do is, like, go to the opposite and then, like, dirty, profane the pious. So fuck it. Let's just say, fine, fuck it. We'll have a search to find out who's going to be the next Jesus.
I don't remember if I came up with this idea independently of this project or what, but I couldn't get these ideas out of my head of like renting out a movie theater, filling every single seat with a mannequin, and just putting on Gone with the Wind and then just leaving and letting the mannequins watch it. I just thought that was the most stupid thing, and I couldn't stop chuckling at it. And like,
here's the thing with this.
That is 110% a film student move. That is something that a film student would do, but there would be a camera in the aisle filming the screen and the mannequins, and their student film would be watch these mannequins watch Gone with the Wind.
Yeah. But I'm not coming at it from like people being pretentious. I'm coming from it at, this sounds really funny to me because it's so absolutely nuclearly pointless.
Oh no, and I get that.
Yeah. I think, Ian, with yours, I immediately had a flashback to playing Cyberpunk 2077, where you actually, as one of the side quests, you can actually stage a crucifixion on network television. I was like, I wonder if he got it from that.
Oh, Jesus. Thankfully...
I guess you have not seen that quest.
I wish I wrote it down, but I'd been like having conversations with my brother about all these things, and he found a lot of them pretty funny, and he actually came up with some that I forgot to write down, and I'm kind of kicking myself because there's one I can't remember. It was something about like giving every single bus driver in Barcelona the same bit of Beyblade lore or something like that.
What? Beyblade lore?
Let it rip.
Like having just one fact about Beyblade that he tells every single bus driver in all of Barcelona.
Oh, and I have it. I have that one piece. In the world of Beyblade, it is true, it is canon to the Bible that Moses parted the Red Sea with a Beyblade.
Wow.
I am not making that up.
But
you
see,
can look it up. That is true.
I know.
In Beyblade, Moses parted the Red Sea with a Beyblade.
But that's too interesting. If it was on this show, it would be the most mundane trivia ever.
You're right. It'd be like, the main character of Beyblade is a boy.
Well, it's something like obscure but not interesting. Like one of the main actors in Beyblade was also on Baywatch or something like that. Like,
was he?
No.
Ah, yes, Pamela Anderson, my favorite.
I'm just making this up right now. I know very little about Beyblade.
I feel like my wife watching this show actually has that Beyblade fact in her head and is getting very mad that we are not saying the Beyblade fact.
Are we done?
I'm out of steam. I got nothing else to say to this.
I'm just glad.
This was a fucking whirlwind of an episode.
I'm just glad that I was able to profane.
This episode was kind of an anticlimax. It just started with Stevo exploding into the call, screaming for 20 minutes, and then we're just like slowly descending to whatever's going on right now.
We're tired.
Yeah.
That's what happened. We are exhausted. Intense shit happened. We're spent. The audience isn't here watching an anticlimax end. They're watching the post-game denouement going, and that's the way it really happened. And that is how it happened. I'm just tired because I have nothing left in me. This was a 2-hour fucking trip.
It's like we're watching The Matrix, but instead of the Matrix, like the lobby shootout scene, the cameras get there like 30 minutes later, and it's just we're looking at casings laying on the floor. That's us.
We just have to cut the episode and go because there's nothing else to say. We're all very, very tired.
Okay, that's it for today. Thank you to everyone for listening. Please review us on whatever you're listening to us on. It doesn't have to be a good review. Any review is fine. If you're not sure what to say, just say these people are a bunch of sad loser nerd monkeys. Until next time.
See you next time, everyone.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bonus content.
Okay, so we're not going to do the intro today because this is just going to be tacked on to the end of last episode.
Really?
Which I'm still editing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on with that.
So we're going to do a short one.
Okay. You know what? We can make it longer if you want. Just let me and Stevo talk about shit.
I took a hydroxyzine 40 minutes ago. I've got a limited stamina.
I don't
All
want
right.
this episode to be 3 hours long, so we'll keep it relatively short.
Coward.
This is just going to be
2.5.
like a little...
But what about a 3-hour tour?
I was going to say, are we keeping this like Titanic VHS release levels or Titanic director's cut levels?
Both
Wait, there's a
of those
director's
are
cut of Titanic?
egregiously long.
Yeah, but one's 2 hours, 20 minutes. The other's over 3 hours.
Oh, I gotta find this now. That can't be real.
No, I remember the Titanic VHS was 2...
Really, it's just a lot of Bill Paxton simping on that old woman.
Nope, there is no official director's cut of Titanic as James Cameron feels the original theatrical version is his definitive version.
I remember... No, I don't.
What?
No,
I
don't.
remember. No, I don't. Tom,
No, I
2025.
I think I was going to say I remember when I didn't have to like cross post something on like 8 different social medias, but I'm like, no, that's kind of always been a thing. Okay, I finished posting to social media.
Congratulations! I'm glad I filled the dead air.
I like this
What
comment in
can I
chat though.
say
Oh boy,
now?
how the sausages are made.
Well, I tell you, when a mommy sausage and a daddy sausage love each other very, very much.
They
You got
play
a
push
terrible
me, pull
CGI
you.
movie.
Yeah. I'm actually weirdly now looking up the most famous director's cuts of all time.
All right. Well, so I get famous director's cuts.
There is a wiki page.
Is there a wiki page for like legendary directors' commentaries? Because that's what I'm interested in.
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, the one I'm on the Kingdom of Heaven Wikipedia page, which has been definitively said that the director's cut of that movie is infinitely better than the movie. Having not seen either, I have no idea. But I've now found a photo of Ridley Scott in 2005 sleeping the wrong way on a bed, and his eyes are looking at me.
I've had foot issues. I can relate.
I'm just going to paste this in the chat so Tom can give it to the stream so we can all have this fucking photo of Ridley Scott become a meme through our own limited ability. Here we go. It's in the chat.
All I see is Ian posting the chubby cherub thing again.
Yeah, no, underneath that.
Oh, that's what you mean by the wrong way. That's
Yeah.
that's weirdly specific.
So
That's
the wrong
he's-
way to
all it says is director Ridley Scott in 2005. It doesn't
That was his
technically say
2005.
anything about him sleeping.
Yeah,
This could
that's
just
just
be
what-
him resting off a really nasty GERD attack, dude.
You think this was his
I don't
2005?
understand why I got the lasagna at the restaurant at the hotel. Ugh.
Oh, thanks, Reddit.
I can't wait to be directing Avatar.
Ah, yes, Ridley Scott's Garfield.
Mondays, am I right, Ridley Scott?
I was gonna say that I used to intentionally switch up how I sleep from front of the bed to back of the bed and back and forth and stuff just to kind of trick myself when I wake up.
Wait, hold up. Tom, you played mind games on yourself?
Yeah.
What? Wait, why? It's you. God, you should. It's like, what is it? Like, are you like the Pink Panther in your own home? Sorry, not the Pink Panther. Fucking
Inspector Clouseau.
Inspector Clouseau, and you're Katoing yourself?
Something like that. No,
Just like, that tricky fuck almost got me again.
So there's this thing that a stand-up comedian said once where he said an alarm clock is a prank that you play on yourself. And after I heard that, I'm like, wait, is it possible to play a prank on yourself? And I became obsessed with that idea.
Yes.
And I have to, how do you take yourself by surprise? Like, you have to plan something so
be
far
really
ahead
tired.
that when it happens to you, you forget. Or you have to do something to wake you up or something when you least expect it.
I don't know. I'm not that insightful about life these days. I'm wondering what the hell Ridley Scott ate.
Well, let's see. We can look up Ridley Scott in 2005. We have a Wikipedia page, and this is Wiki Swift. We are technically filling time by doing this.
Where are the receipts, Mr. Scott?
Let's see here. I'm going to click on Ridley Scott and see where he was at in 2005. 2005. He was. That was when Kingdom of Heaven came out, which means he would have been.
I have not seen that, by the way.
No.
Kingdom of Heaven?
No.
Yeah, I have not seen that.
I don't know how I'm going to edit all this into the episode.
You'll find a way.
Let's just do like some sort of thing to kind of bridge all this, I guess. It's like
you showed up fully planning this, didn't you?
No.
You had a PowerPoint. You had a meeting with the investors.
I got
the
this.
laser
Listen,
pointer
I've
ready?
got this.
Oh, we have investors? Holy shit, I have some people I need to scam.
I've got this. I know what we're gonna do here. Listen, are you ready? All right.
yeah.
Aha! He was in Berlin! It was German food!
Well, those were great, huh? Let's talk a little bit about something else. Tom?
Oh, those wacky Protestants. We had a lot of fun here today.
It's a good off-ramp, man.
All right.
Never thought of the value of Protestants until now.
Everybody's second best friend.
To all of our active Protestant audience, I'm sorry.
All right, so we're back.
You have active audience?
We normally do these end of the year episodes as a standalone episode, but we only did like a few episodes this year and a whole bunch of complications happened. So I'm just tacking it on to the end of this episode. This is the freebie half hour or however it is we take to do this.
I sent a notice to Tom saying that legally I need evidence that I'm still alive right now to prove to my insurance that I need a refill of my Wegovy.
Descartes had a saying about this.
Yeah, I know. It's one of my favorite philosophy jokes. Descartes walks into a bar. What do you have, mister? I think not. And he disappears.
Football is a sport. Sorry, I just saw what
I love how
Ian posted
I'm
in
the one
thing.
who laughed right away, and then Tom laughed later, like, I'll just laugh along and pretend like I got it.
No, I got it. I've heard the joke
I also
before.
think that internet latency...
I'm the one who brought up Descartes. I know what the joke is.
Did you? You didn't laugh fast enough. All right. Oh.
We had people like both of you in my philosophy classes.
You had an asshole like me in the back of the philosophy class going, fuck.
So, Stevo, I think here's what we're going to do.
Oh, boy.
So
We're gonna do
you
something?
missed on us reading out our fake reality shows. I thought I would send you the Google Docs for you to just kind of read over to yourself while the rest of us are just chatting, and you can like pipe in with reactions whenever we're not expecting it.
Okay, so you're basically giving me... You're taking the talking stick, duplicating it, handing me one and saying, "You're on your own, mister." And interrupt whenever you see a bear, say something.
I wasn't going to put it that way, but yeah, sure. Yeah. The only real updates I have overall are relating to Paw Patrol, of all things. So I made a bit of a mistake in the Paw Patrol episode. I was talking about that stupid Humsquatch episode where Mayor Humdinger's own mom can't tell him apart from a fictional creature called a Humsquatch. And I said like they didn't even do the bit where she didn't have her glasses. That episode came on again.
I have two questions.
Yes.
Number one, who the hell spells Chaz with two Z's? And number two, what the hell does Chaz with two Z's short for?
Chaswick?
That's the whole name.
John Bergeron I can buy.
Excuse me, Chaz with 2 Z's is the whole name. The short form is just Ch.
Mm-hmm. No, that tracks.
It's
So,
French.
Anyway, so my daughter watched that episode again, and they actually did do the whole glasses thing. I just forgot that happened. So they at least did the bare minimum. So my criticism was a little invalid there. And also, some of the new episodes in the new season are actually surprisingly good for Paw Patrol. Anyway, like
I'm gonna stick over in Bluey. Thank you very much.
Oh, Paw Patrol does not even approach Bluey. I'm not going to try to pretend like it's a good show, but I'm saying there was a noticeable improvement in quality that kind of shocked me because, like, suddenly, like, characters are acting like characters, and I don't know.
Oh man, sorry, I'm still on the Ridley Scott wiki page, and I got really disappointed by what I read.
All right, I was waiting to see.
Why did none of us remark that it just looks like he's trying to hide a giant boner?
I was waiting to see if somebody was going to mention Mel Gibson and the Passion of the Christ in this. Good job.
But yeah, the other thing about Paw Patrol I should bring up is that James, who's on the show with us, he and I have a mutual friend who I didn't realize at first was actually on Paw Patrol. So
it's not that surprising. I know at least 2 people who've worked on Paw Patrol. If you know anyone who's animated if you know anyone who's animated in Canada, they've worked on Paw Patrol.
But
that's not me going like, that's not me waving my finger. It's just, that is the most successful show.
No. That explains a lot.
That's just me going like, that's just how prolific the production on Paw Patrol is up here.
Yeah.
That's not shitting one way or another.
Oh, sorry. New Messiah Productions also has the reek of Tommy Tallarico to it. What's going on here?
Well, that is Tommy Tallarico.
Did you guys know he's playing backgammon now under the name Sammy Salazar?
Tommy Tallarico's still alive?
So my friend, thank you very much, Takaru, for sending me this. It actually made my day. This is from the Intellivision Amico Reddit, which, if you can believe it, is really active. But here's the link. Title is Tommy Tallarico is now going by the name Sammy Salazar, parentheses, not a Joker meme, end parentheses.
I thought Tommy Tallarico jumped off a cliff after fucking H Bomber Guy did that video about him.
This is reminding me of that guy who did all those gay essay videos that turned out to be plagiarizing them. And
that was Sam. What the hell was his name? Sam's still following that. Apparently he's faked his death like twice.
Yes. And he keeps like turning up in weird places, still trying to fake everything.
Oh, babe, help me out. She's
all right. Can you give me a little backstory on this while I read about the pre-production of the?
Okay,
there's a whole other story.
There's a YouTuber out there whose name escapes me. What he would do is no, he didn't. H Bomber Guy did a video on him. James Somerton.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, there we go.
So I think I actually was hearing Sam come down and scream his name. But anyway, so James Somerton was plagiarizing. Thank you, honey. James Somerton was actually plagiarizing other queer authors and their thesis arguments about queer culture and the depiction of it in modern media and things like that. And he got caught doing it.
Yeah, basically every one of his videos was almost entirely other people's words that he just stole and repurposed from other people's videos, from their essays, from like all kinds of sources. Like almost nothing was his own original thoughts.
Yeah. He has since faked his death twice and is now a wedding photographer, but he's also scamming the people apparently in his wedding photographs that he's taking.
I think the funniest part was that like the day after he supposedly died, he was caught sending dick pics to other men, and then they found out later that it was somebody else's penis. He plagiarized his own dick pic.
What? Okay, you know what? If we're getting this off track, I'm going to say the fucking Ridley Scott fact I learned, which was that we almost got a Blood Meridian movie by Ridley Scott in 2013, and that makes me sad. Moving on, but yeah, a phantom dick.
Andres Serrano's Piss Christ sounds like a misnamed pizza parlor to me.
Oh, you haven't heard of it?
Nope.
Oh. Yeah, it's this famous art exhibit that made a lot of people very upset, where he took a photograph.
I listened to Christ on a Crutch when I was like 16 years old. Heresy is a second language to me.
So then you should know about this. This was
I'm
everywhere.
not familiar with it, though. No, for some reason
he took
I'm
a
not.
photograph of like a little crucifix model that was fully engulfed in urine, and he was going for some sort of artistic value with it to make like colors look really vivid, but people could not get over the fact that he inserted a crucifix into urine. And
no, my darling wife, I am not going to talk about Mama Max. We don't have that kind of time. That's not a wiki.
Also, no Stevo sitting on my shoulder. You're not going to bring up divineinterventions.com, the defunct sex toy website. We also don't have that kind of time.
So what I was going to say is that our mutual friend Anthony Sardina, who I originally know from Team Forbstar. They did all the abridged series, like Dragon Ball abridged and so on.
He wrote the Final Fantasy VII abridged, Machinima abridged, didn't he? That was like his big project.
He's been in so many things, it's hard to keep track. So he's like a professional voice actor now, and he's been in all kinds of things, including Paw Patrol. He was Traveling Travis.
Oh, neat.
So I kind of wanted to invite him.
I'm piping up again. David Faustino being airlifted to the hospital for emergency stomach pump after eating 3 pounds of expired ham that had to be thrown away from craft services. There's no such thing as expired ham. It's just undervalued.
Who is David Faustino? Oh, that's David Oh, wow. Oh, no.
I actually don't know who
that.
David Faustino is. I'm just saying that they can't be a terrible person entirely because they ate expired ham.
Most famous for being on Married with Children and being the boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like all he did for like 20 years.
Well,
yeah, he didn't quite Will Wheaton out, did he?
no.
No.
There's also Mako on Legend of Korra, which...
Oh,
yeah, that's a good
pretty
character. Good. Yeah. It's like we're assessing a man's body of work like it's a fucking wine vintage. We know 3 things about him. He ate expired ham, was on Legend of Korra, and Married with Children. What a shitty fucking way to get checked in on
just
life.
like swishing a wine glass in your head. And like, I detect hints of Avatar.
That's the David Faustino.
It has hints of expired ham.
Also, my money is on Chaz Fremantle being in Kosovo.
It checks out.
Anyway, I'm back on Ridley Scott's
Jesus
Wikipedia
Christ!
page.
How many pages is this?
Pages is what?
There's for Christ's return, the search for the second coming.
Just
How many pages is
15.
it?
That's fine, but I'm just like, this is a lot of effort. I'm impressed.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
I
go look
think-
at mine. It's 3 pages and no effort.
You obviously have an unhealthy obsession with Kevin Federline that you're not afraid to bear. So I applaud you, sir. It's amazing. I'm so pleased. And of course, yeah, worth it for the Busey most viewed.
It just felt right.
Meanwhile, if I go to the memory beta page and put in a random word, will I get that word back? What do you want to try, kids? Let's try ketchup. There's a memory beta page for ketchup. So we learned something special the last time we did Star Trek books. If you put in random food words in memory beta, the Star Trek wiki for non-canonical Star Trek books, you will actually find that food in there, including but not limited to marinara sauce, mustard, and I presume mayonnaise. And the question now is like this weird, insane 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon of how it ties into a Star Trek episode in a meaningful way, such that you will have to, that it merited getting a wiki page on memory beta. You put vinegar in ketchup?
Why is it I can imagine somebody describing DEI as being the inclusivity episode?
I'm just laughing at the fact that that's how Mike learned about the making of ketchup.
You put vinegar in ketchup?
Star
Really?
Trek wiki.
You put vinegar in ketchup? What the fuck? Man,
Is
Americans
it
are
true
weird.
that barbecue sauce is made from ketchup?
A lot of things are made from ketchup.
Some recipes do have ketchup in them, I believe.
Blue ribbon sauce. What the hell's that?
Oh man, I gotta go grab a book after reading this. I have a specifically microwave focused cookbook from the 70s. There's a lot of there are breads in this cookbook for microwaves.
I think I've heard of that book. Well, there's probably more than one though, so it could be a different one.
Hold on, I'm gonna go grab that real fast to spice things up.
Microwave is a word in memory beta. I'm gonna look that one up.
There is a VHS.
Oh, that's boring. Never mind.
Speaking of microwaves,
In the Star Trek
there
comic,
is a VHS out there. There is a copy of it on the Internet Archive, but it's very poor quality. The audio and video keep like desyncing, and the video like stretches out and goes slow. And I'm so pissed because this video is hysterical. It's called Yes, You Can Microwave. And it's a I shit you not.
I'm so glad I forgot all about this.
It is a video where it starts out with this man like belittling traditional cookery. He's like, oh yes, well, once you've watched this video, you're going to find that you have no use anymore for your primitive appliances. That's what we start to call the stove and oven as your primitive appliances, because you can cook anything that you want in the microwave. And it's just this guy goes on this like bizarre trip of like, yeah, you can cover things with foil and put it in the microwave as long as it's like the electrical arcing is fine.
So there is the book that I have. It's from Better Homes and Gardens. And get this, its regular retail was $24.95, but you could save $5 and get this amazing cookbook for $19.95 until December 31st, 1988.
Who the fuck puts mustard in chicken salad?
So, Ian, I wonder if we can find that VHS off eBay. Maybe I could like get a better version and put it on archive.
Because it, as much of as I could stand watching, I was going back and forth between just like laughing my ass off and just being like amazed at like the audacity of this tape. Your primitive cook appliances, that's what we call them, primitive appliances. Yeah, I want to eat a fucking pork roast that was cooked in the microwave.
Listen to this. Breads and cereals. You can sum up the advantages of microwave bread making in one word. Speed. Our quick breads cook 5 times faster than normal. Our yeast doughs rise 6 times faster, and a muffin cooks in a minute. That's fast.
Apparently, my
I love
wife
how
has been.
manic you make it.
Hang on. Apparently, my wife has been stealth putting mustard in food for years and has not told me. She needed to tell me this on Discord. Not ketchup, though.
Why have you been poisoning me so slowly, spouse?
Even though she knows I hate mustard. Not ketchup, though. That's where she draws the line.
Oh my gosh. There is a 40-year-old packet of Sweet and Low in here.
So I went on eBay and I searched for microwave VHS. I couldn't find anything with the words "Yes, you can microwave." I searched for microwave VHS. The first thing I found was Christmas microwave cooking made easy with Panasonic. And the second one is a movie called Microwave Massacre, which is going for $700.
All right. 80s cookbook, I am calling into question your use of the term Oriental snack mix.
Search bar of beta. Turn. Tell me the word that I should learn.
I'm seeing Better Homes Cooking Made Microwave Easy on VHS. So, the
God.
Ghost Snatchers. Why is that related?
All right, getting
man.
back to reading about Dada.
Okay.
The Danny Trejo phone prank. Oh no. Tom, is this you?
Yes, this one was me.
Yeah, you're the only one that references crank anchors on a regular basis that I know.
I think he's also the only person who remembers.
Was that a Crank Anchors reference? I don't think that was intentional.
No, but you just talking about long phone pranks in general. Like, it's a very distinct vein of humor that feels Tom Whiteian to me.
Custard is made from milk and eggs, alternatively flour, and thickened with yeast.
Who wants a fruit and veal saute from the microwave?
I'm good.
You can use pears or papaya. It sounds awful. No, this is illegal. Cooking pork ribs? You are not allowed to cook any kind of ribs in a microwave. You deserve to be arrested and thrown into the abyss.
Ian?
Yeah.
I think I found it on YouTube.
I've just found it at the same time. But the question is this the same copy that's on the Internet Archive that has the weird issues?
It looks pretty clean. I mean, it's obviously not like HD or
Yeah,
anything.
it looks
but-
to me like this is the same copy that's on the Internet Archive. The guy's audio is way desynced.
All right. So here I'm drawing the line here because one of my favorite Canadian movies of all time, Psycho Goreman, literally made this joke about cooking up a chicken in a microwave.
I just saw that movie recently.
What the fuck did I even write, actually, the last time we did the thing?
It's a very good movie. I love
Frankenstieners.
R-rated Power Rangers so much. All right, I'm done looking at this. I need to put this away. I'm loving all of these. I especially love the Tom Green episode. I'm glad that Tom Green had a redemption arc. You
I'm
know?
not.
Yeah.
I was hoping he'd OD.
Why?
I hate Tom Green.
I'm glad that Carrot Top did not.
No, I despise Tom Green, and I kind of wish he died in a ditch. I'll say it.
Oh, gosh. That's a lot of hostility.
I don't think Tom Green is funny, and I
Fucking
have...
hate Tom Green, man.
I'm sorry, but I personally have a vendetta against Tom Green because every time I think of Tom Green, I think of the time that somebody came into my stream and wanted to argue with me about how talented Tom Green is and how he's a comic genius. And I just said, so what you're saying is...
he's not.
Okay, I would never go that far.
So what you're saying
my
is
gosh.
you think that Tom Green is
What?
funnier than me. And he's like, oh no, he's not just funnier than you, he's far more successful than you. If you were as good as Tom Green, you would be just as successful as he had been. So basically I wish I were dead every time I think of Tom Green.
Yeah.
That's rough, man.
See,
Ian, I can honestly tell you I've read your stuff and you're funnier than Tom Green.
Well, thank you.
If that like you are legitimately funnier than him.
I like Tom Green in things, and I absolutely do not like him in other things.
No, I hate Tom Green in everything. Like I despise him. What's up, Stevo? Are you reading mine?
You guys. I'm laughing at you guys.
You guys are a couple of clowns.
If I had an opportunity to hit Tom Green with my car, I would take it several times. And then
Jeez. What did he do to you?
I hate him so fucking much, man. I don't hate in half measures. Tom Green was, because here's the problem. When Tom Green was big, I was in high school. And everyone was like, Tom Green's the best. I'm like, okay, and I checked it out. It was him humping a dead horse trying to revive it. I'm like, this isn't funny.
Yeah,
This is not funny at all. And just people would not stop quoting this motherfucker when I got into university. And I just got more sick of him more and more. And everyone's like, yeah, we cooled on Tom Green. I'm like, I fucking hate him so much. And then, it was fine when he was on his little shitty comedy channel show and he wasn't in my fucking space, but then he would leak over into movies I was watching. And then I'd be like, here the fuck is Tom Green, a man with no comedic fucking talent. And I'm just, if I am ever in a room alone with him, he will not walk out of it alive because I will fucking beat him to
I
death.
love unconventional humor, and every so often he does something that just gets me in the right mood.
It's just
No,
bad.
I disagree highly.
Then you're wrong, mother.
Mike, I was going to say, I think it's very funny. I'm getting to this point in your pitch. We're talking about Eli Roth, very specifically somebody who I feel strayed far out of the lanes that they should have.
I don't even know what Eli Roth did. Is he in my?
He
pitch?
did Hostel?
The Borderlands movie, for one.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't the Borderlands movie the one where for some reason like every single actor was like 60 and older?
Yeah.
It was the gilfs. It was the female actresses. They had like very famous older women. Was it Kate Blanchett?
Playing characters who in the games were like in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah, Tannis is like maybe mid 30s at latest. And Lilith is definitely sub 30s. So, there really is no other reason other than somebody on the production squad had a gilf thing going on. That's fine. If you got the money to finance it, good for you. Just don't call it Borderlands.
I had my entire peak with that experience of watching that movie was making one joke that made my entire bad movie server laugh, and then I moved on with it.
Oh, yeah? What was it?
It's when Tiny Tina's like, am I special? And to which the siren replies, yes, you are, honey. In which I said, but you're special in a school way.
Ouch, dude.
Yeah.
I that's a little rough, man.
I know. I didn't say it was a good joke.
No. You just said you know what? Okay, fair. Use the words that are accurate, and you did. Kudos to you.
Yeah.
All right, I finished reading all three. Now what?
Which one did you like best, I guess?
Oh, Ian's, I think, just the amount of depth in the material, Ian, and like the faux hyperlinks and everything, you did an outstanding job.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do this Homestar rules. Nobody gets first place. I'm gonna say Ian's is the one I enjoyed the most and found the most authentic. Tom's made me laugh the most, and Mike, you get most improved.
I thought you were gonna give us like second place and worst place. And
No.
I thought you were going to award Mike cutest couple.
You can't keep. They retired the
Mike,
category.
you get drivetrain warranty of the year.
Damn right I do.
Built chance
God,
of
what
tough.
the hell is it? Was it JD Power and Associates recognized or some shit in cars? Oh my gosh. Ridiculous.
what?
Yeah, that was.
I'm
My
trying
wife is
to
insisting
remember
we get-
some of them useless
It was
things that.
like recommended by JD Power and Associates or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And it meant literally less than
Yeah,
nothing.
it meant basically nothing. I looked it up once.
It was just something that sounded
just
good
like-
when you hired Martin Sheen to say it.
The teacher's friend award.
JD Power is like just like some random fucking firm that like all they do is that or something like that. Like,
All right, I got to vent for a moment because my
what a fucking racket.
You weren't venting earlier?
I got to vent for a minute about something very specific.
Okay.
There are certain things that we do not allow my child to experience and that are verboten in this house.
Okay.
Is it JD Power and Associates?
The peak of which is Coco Melon.
Yes, thank you.
Ugh.
The zenith peak of which is the Coco Melon Switch video game Play with JJ.
Oh no.
My wife showed
So-
me 5 minutes of Coco Melon and I threw up in my mouth.
You just gave me a shudder imagining the worst possible crossover, and that's like Ryan from Ryan's World playing the Cocomelon video game. Oh.
No, it's when Sid the science kid decides to visit Cocomelon Town. That will summon some eldritch horror from the seventh realm. If you've never seen Sid the science kid, imagine Baby's first Blender camera track motions with the most uncanny valley mocap you've ever seen.
Oh.
It's hosted by a demonic Patton Oswalt if he were put into a time machine. It's
haunting.
Really bad. I feel like I should show clips of it sometime when the next time we get together. But anyways, this is all transitory to what bugs me more. Blippi is fine as a science kit. Blippi is something as a moving, talking, living, breathing person? No. Stop. Go away. Stay 10 feet away from me and my son.
I do get this weird, visceral reaction to seeing Blippi that...
It makes your blood curdle.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Man,
there's nothing about him that's bad. I just see him and I'm like, I want to choke him.
It's like Ajit Pai, just a really punchable face.
Everyone in the room has got kids, and I'm the sad uncle who has been on 2 dates in the last 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Listen, there are plenty of times where I
have to find a picture then.
I will quote another kid thing, Ian. There are many times where my parental existence is summed up very well by Bandit Healer in the episode The Claw, where he is trying to teach Bluey a lesson because Bluey lost in a claw machine. So he's at home pretending to be a magic claw. And he consistently lets stuff go, errors out, etc. And Bluey says, "Dad," and Bandit says, "I am not Dad. I am Magic Claw. Magic Claw has no children. Magic Claw's days are free and easy."
That's the line that made me fall in love with Bluey as a show.
So that and the entire episode of Takeout really hit home with me. Of just you need something primal, something human. You need food, and your kids are just not letting you have a few minutes of peace and quiet while waiting for your goddamn spring rolls.
Okay, so
I think the thing that got me for Bluey was with Unihorse, where it's just what do you eat?
Oh yeah,
children. I'm like, all right, this is a good show.
Yeah.
So
also, Tom, if you like absurdist humor, have you ever read Dada?
No, I haven't.
Cool. Then yeah, that's good absurdist humor.
Okay, so Ian, I posted a picture of Blippi in the wiki chat, you can observe the horror.
The fuck is?
Who's
this guy?
I hate him so much. He's the
Who
worst
the fuck is this guy?
CGI Timu the Lonely Island I've ever seen.
This is not somebody I would let near my child. This is clearly some creepy man who's pretending to be a child-friendly character so he can lure your child into a windowless van and take them somewhere and do horrible things to them. Like make them watch a Tom Green movie.
Nobody coordinates suspenders, bow tie, and hat like this and does not have an ulterior motive.
Bow tie, suspenders, hat, and fucking glasses!
I had a fucking principal that did this.
So, for those of us who don't know, who the fuck is this?
Okay, so he has a YouTube channel that I think later became a Netflix show, and he's just an entertainer who does
fucking Netflix.
Stevo's having a stroke.
Yeah, which I think is probably just the same show, but they ported it. So
yeah,
I still don't know who Mr. Beast is, and I can't be bothered to find out.
You're happier.
Mr. Beast, natural, of course.
But he does not belong in the aisle for my kids' gummies.
Knew your father, I did.
So okay. So I basically believe in the live and let live thing, and he's harmless, but there's just this weird primal thing inside of me that when I see him I want to kill him. And whenever I see him in an episode, he's always talking to like normal people who are doing like a job, like we're gonna go to this factory, kids, and like they have like a factory worker who's like always explaining things to Blippi, and Blippi's like always like mugging for the camera at everything that he says, and I can't help but picture every single episode that they had to do so many takes of this because that worker stopped what they were doing and started choking him, and they had to just cut and do it again. Like,
Well, you know what it is.
So
I'll tell you what it is. Listen, we have this thing in our cultural memory, this deep primordial thing that we refer to as the uncanny valley, which we apparently developed like way back in prehistory for some reason to discern things that look like people but aren't people. Blippi is triggering the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
This is some sort of eldritch abomination wearing the skin of a human being, but there is something ancient and horrible
it's real,
underneath
that's
there.
Open mouth smile is real Skinwalker, isn't it?
But
so that's
wait,
what it
real
is.
fast. In a polar contrast, like similar, like happy enthusiasm from Josh from Blue's Clues and you, but there is zero murderous intent that's being triggered. Nothing.
Okay.
He's just happy.
and I think like the beard stubble is part of it. Like,
Yeah, shave, dude. You're with kids.
he's like he's presenting himself as like this childlike character, but he has a beard, and that just like that feels so wrong.
Yeah, you got to be
It's the
clean shaven
hairy
when you're
arms,
working with
too.
kids. The person I'm watching a lot right now is Miss Rachel, and that woman's a saint.
It's kind of like seeing an elderly bald man with a long white beard in a diaper and nothing else. That's the next step beyond this.
Oh, you've played Yakuza 7, huh?
I could have gone the rest of my life without that image, Ian.
You're welcome, Stevo.
I have that picture. You want it?
There are two actors who play Blippi, and they both have stubble, and I just don't get why that's a specific choice.
There's two of him?
Yes.
I assume the second ascended to the role after strangling the first with his own entrails.
Here, I'll send a picture of the other Blippi.
I found another good Reddit thread from r/Lady Voters. Joshua Dela Cruz, aka Josh from Blue's Clues and You, continues to be a thirst trap. Oh my gosh. You have the right to be a kids show host and also be this ripped dude. Oh my god.
Good for him. Good for him.
No, seriously, that's a what I don't say this much as an atheist. What a blessed life he must lead.
Yeah.
Also, now I really gotta cruise what constitutes our
Mike, what did
lady
you paste in here?
What? What did I paste? What did I paste?
Hold on.
Share with the chat,
I
Tom,
need to let the
'cause
chat see this.
They'll know what it is.
What are you gasping at specifically? Is it the immersive role playing?
Yes.
That is
What
from
is-
a very specific scene in Yakuza. And I will say straight up that this is one of the sub-stories that sold me on the series, and now I proudly own every single one on both Steam and GOG.
Goddamn right you do.
Steam Gog.
I like it less now that I know it's Yakuza.
That's because you're a
This is
fucking
just, I
coward.
thought this was just some random thing that someone on the internet did for the lulz. I was not expecting to be part of like a multi-million-dollar franchise.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely has that, like, Japan World Cup pre-rendered DVD CGI sheen to it.
World Cup?
Oh, Japan World Cup was a Japanese horse
Oh,
racing
yeah, was that the horse
racing
satire series.
Yeah, the horse racing game.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I've never played it, but I know what you're talking about.
Ian, I'm pitting that.
You know what?
I challenged Tom to go through the first chapter of Dada.
It didn't even faze me the first time I saw it. I just thought that was like the bit from The Simpsons. And then I look at it now and like, oh wait, that's two different bits.
Yeah.
I've been on the Simpsons Bort posting group too long.
They've all mashed together.
Molly!
So, Tom, do you have enough audio footage? We told you we'd fill
Yes, I think we're good.
So,
Fine.
even my mother mentioned how hot Robert Irwin is. This is getting out of hand.
We didn't even actually get to anything on any wiki pages this time. We just yammered on for a good
That's
fucking
what we're
hour.
supposed
That's
to
fine.
do.
I know.
That's literally what we gathered here for today.
Fine.
This is like Passover, but without the boring crap.
Oh, I thought we were gathered here today to get through this thing called love.
You
I
just
low-key challenge everyone here.
But what is love?
Oh, baby, don't hurt me.
Baby, don't hurt me.
good night, everybody.
Good night.
Point is, I could hear my wife laughing, and that's the important thing. I don't care about impressing
Yeah.
you chuckle fucks. Are we done?
All right. Good night.
All right. We done?
Yeah, we're done.
All right. Fuck. Good night, everybody. Fuck us, I guess.